pay so much more for them.
It's
Sometimes
true.
I'm like,
Well,
It's so soothing.
good evening and welcome to tonight's episode of Loot Diary Peak, where a bunch of lotion-infused nerds sit around and roll dice, do a lot of laughing at each other, and some collaborative storytelling that we like to call Dungeons & Dragons. We appreciate you being here. And darn it, I forgot to make the guy rotate again. I'll do that in a moment. But the guy who will be rotating in a moment is a potential giveaway for the evening, as we say thank you to the amazing community that you are. We will, as usual, have at least one giveaway tonight, either dice or a gift card. And if we get 10 new subs, we will give away either a second set of dice or a second gift card. And if we get 70 new subscribers, we will give away the big green dragon. And so we are excited to give that one away as soon as we reach that cumulative total. And again, that is just a way of saying thank you to you guys, the amazing community that you are that supports us and affects the game and interacts with us on the chat. We would encourage you to chat and to cheer some bits, as you can affect the game through the cheering of bits, through the giving and receiving of advantages or disadvantages. I currently have how many advantages / disadvantages to give to you, to the party?
54.
54! I have 54, and the party currently has very few.
I have none.
I have none either.
I don't think anyone has any.
I don't think so either.
No.
So I am ready to roast you guys as soon as we get into a conflict that demands it. And you almost got yourself there last week, or rather, Anthony almost got you there last week. And unfortunately, unless the deals close quickly, we are not going to be with our wizard, our Wizzyard, our level 11 Wizzyard tonight. Anthony, the human, well, with deep magic. Lots of illumination and beyond magic. Nor are we going to have our healer as our half-elf sorceress, celestial sorceress / cleric is also unable to make it. Carissa, we will miss you, and we hope you get better soon as you use those highly lotioned tissues, which are going to make no difference for your throat. But that's okay. You should still use those tissues anyway. But we miss you, Chris, and we love you, and we hope you get better soon. Jake should be here shortly. He's on a call with a client, and hopefully is able to
Taking the
join
dog to
us
the vet.
in a bit.
Taking the dog to the vet.
Yeah, and he's on the phone, guaranteed. As well. Multitasking maven, also dog to the vet. All right, well, let's give us a little recap of what has been going on. And
You have mono, by the way. That's why you've been sleeping a lot.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
You have mono.
So our blade singing wizard apparently has mono.
That's what we determined last game. He kept falling asleep in the battle.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
true. And so Hugo and the rest of the party last week set off from the lair of They in Scarlet, a group of ancient red dragons which they had come to an agreement with in order to obtain a mode of shadow so that they could ultimately end this shadowy threat that is accosting the city of Brass within the confluence of planes. However, prior to returning to the city of Brass, the party decided that they would take up the dragons on their offer of a special item of power should they release another one of the elemental gates preventing the elemental plane of water from interacting with the confluence of planes where earth, wind, and fire come together, and where they have already released one of the gates, one of 3 gates, to this confluence of planes. The party agreed and set off. Instead of heading north to the city of Wraths, heading south to Hecate's Fathom, or Hecate's Grove, as it was otherwise referred to, where they have been informed another gate exists where they can release the deluge to further encroach upon this confluence of planes. Along the way, the party had several random encounters. First of which, I think I remember the order, were a grouping of pilgrims that were on their way up from Hecate's Fathom and over to the Emerald Caldera. The party informed them of some of the developments, in particular, their destruction of the caldera.
Oops.
And the release of the gate that was there. The female water genie, a Marid by the name of Shinan, whisked the pilgrims away towards the Emerald Caldera and thanked the party for the information, and was a bit wary of their motivations, but ultimately they moved on. After some heavy travel through the mountainous region to the south, the mountain range known as the Golgamok Mountains, the party came across a caravan which had been attacked, and ultimately they uncovered the remains of a slaving party, which they gathered some funds and some resources from, and continued their travel, where the next day, after feeling eyes watching them for the previous few days, the party encountered an ancient sapphire gem dragon, known as the Grey Worm to some, and though he didn't reveal his name to the party in this encounter, they put two and two together based off of some of the previous information they had received to know that this was Ilgomaxog, a very powerful dragon that makes its nest underground and apparently is in opposition to they in Scarlet, as the dragon immediately identified the mark on Antony and took him into his clutches and seemingly spoke to they in Scarlet as he addressed Antony and the party, immediately wary of their presence in his territory. Panicking, Antony teleported away from the dragon, or rather right on top of the dragon, as he emerged through a misty step on the back of the dragon, which flared up a combat encounter with the Grey Worm. The rest of the party kept their wits about them and did not attack the dragon, even as Ilgomaxog smashed Antony into the ground and essentially stunned the majority of the party. I believe it was everyone but Ray that was stunned, and Ray, along with the assistance of several other high charisma rolls previous to the encounter starting, was able to convince the dragon that they meant no harm, that they were not agents of the Red Dragons, and that they would gladly move out of the territory and no longer encroach thereupon. Ilgomaxog seemingly believed them, and with disdain tossed Antony aside, screaming that they would never have him, he would never be theirs, again referring to they in scarlet. And the party survived a very deadly encounter. Party then began to travel west, around the Golgotha Mountains to Hecate's Fathom, rather than traversing directly south, and added several days' travel to their journey in order to reach this next elemental gate of the water plane. In the next day's travel, around midday, the party heard arguing, voices raised in the distance. Going into a stealthy kind of approach, the party ultimately spied out multiple giants that were bickering over something. The only party member that speaks giant is, of course, our adolescent storm giant, Ray. And she noticed that there was a very large, very angry-looking fire giant with two massive shields in its hands at the ready that seems to be standing at the mouth of a opening, a cave in the rock formation behind. In front of the massive armor-clad fire giant are three equally impressive stone giants. One that stands astride a rock overlooking the fire giant and this cave that it seems to be guarding. Another that seems to stand toe-to-toe with the fire giant, club already at the ready, and a third behind, also waving a club wildly, brandishing it, pounding its chest, and seemingly acting in a provocative and intimidating way towards this fire giant. The party has approached to within about 100 feet and sees this argument going on. It is possible to avoid and go around, though the terrain is rocky and difficult. The pathway that you have chosen seems to run right through this sort of, not a ravine, but kind of a stony path that runs in front of this cave. This path, upon inspection, does seem like it is well traversed, and doesn't seem, it's not like you're in the middle of nowhere here. You do seem to be following an intentional path through the mountains.
As probably they were also when they started fighting.
That's correct.
Got it.
And so the stage is set, the scene is there with the giants before you, the arguing going on. Ray, you can't quite make out what they're saying at the distance that you are. You can try to listen more intently, although with the movement and the stealth and the sneaking into the position, you're still making some noise, though quiet you are. And the floor, rats, those who rage against the storm, is yours. And for those asking, see a first-time chatter, Alpine Moon, welcome. We are playing 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons, and this is a homebrewed campaign that is set in the, currently in the confluence of elemental planes, though there's been some plane hopping going on with our party. So, what are you guys doing?
I'd like to get closer.
Okay.
So to here, so we'll kind of be quiet in our approach as I want to try to hear what they're arguing about.
Okay, are you all moving closer? Are you continuing stealthily?
I feel like we'd probably send you closer first, because you'd probably be the most likely to get anything out of it, and it's probably more risky if we're all moving.
Can you comprehend all languages or read all languages?
Just read.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll approach.
All right. As
Stealthily.
the rest of you kind of
Not that I want to send you
Stop.
alone, but
just
fine.
just for the
If I
sake
crit fail, I'll make it up.
for the sake
I thought you
of
said you did.
no.
of my knowledge, could you please all roll a stealth check? And I'm gonna roll for Anthony and Celine.
And Twizzlers? Which one do I get?
Celine gets a 10.
A natural 20.
Anthony gets a 15.
I don't have internet, but I rolled a 16 on the dice, so I feel like I'm probably an unnatural 20.
You're over
Plus 4,
20.
plus 5.
Yeah, I think you're 21 plus. I don't know if you took proficiency in stealth, but so you're over 20. Cacophony, where are you? And Hugo?
15.
15. And Ray, you said an unnatural 20.
Natural.
Cacophony?
Sorry, what is it?
Stealth?
Okay. Oh, 6.
6.
Cacophony's laying her egg.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's very painful.
One inopportune time.
It's a very painful process. She.
Oh, I'm plus 9. 25.
Okay, very good.
I don't know if that makes a difference.
So you all kind of crouch off of the side of the path here. Hashim, you
do.
very easily find a nook in the crag. Celine kind of bumbles in, slightly banging on the rocks, though not a terrible clatter. Anthony tucks in alongside of Hugo with relative quiet as Cacophony kind of looks around to see where she can perch and stumbles a bit and knocks some of the rocks that go tumbling. But Hashim, you're able to kind of catch her and break her fall. And ultimately, as a party, you roll high enough for Ray to begin moving forward. How close are you trying to get, Ray? As you are approaching from the... well, you're on the map here, it's the west, but you're moving in the overarching world from east to west. So this is, for the sake of orientation, we're just going to say this is north up top here, right? So you're approaching from the west.
Sure.
And
I'll go to the kind of the edge of the northern west brown rock.
like up here?
North. Other north.
Oh, up here.
Yeah, I thought you said that was north. Sorry.
Yep, I'm sorry. Yes, I...
But a little closer to the edge so I can kind of hear them. I'd like to try to stay in range of my party and be able to hear what they're saying.
Okay, so
So I'm like peeking around the corner.
you approach and there are rock formations all about, and you try to stay behind each as you make your way. It's not so much the rock formations, because there are plenty to hide behind. It's the in-between when you go from cops of rocks to cops.
Crops.
C-O-P-S-E.
Yeah.
Mostly used for trees, but
Yeah.
I guess it
I
could
was
be
going
rocks.
to say, how about officers of rocks?
Officers.
Ray's doing the Kronk from Emperor's New Groove.
All right. The couscous poison.
And so please roll a stealth check to be
another
able
one?
to approach the top rock.
17.
17. So Ray, you kind of make your way up, and you now see, I mean, you're a storm giant, and you're gonna be really big one day. But you're 13. You're only 10 feet tall.
I'll get there.
These guys are already, the fire giant,
Ray's on our tippy toes.
probably about 30 to 35 feet tall. And the stone giant's the tallest, probably about 30 feet himself. And the other two, slightly smaller, but each of them over 25 feet tall.
Wow.
These are very large creatures, and they are angry with each other. And you hear yells coming primarily from the back two stone giants. The one on the rock you now notice is a female. the one behind and the one in the front, both males. The fire giant, it is impossible to tell from the physique because of the heavy armor it wears. But you hear the fire giant asserting in multiple ways, using various giant pejoratives
Sure.
and expletives.
She only hears as her father accidentally dropped his hammer on his foot.
Yes,
Nice.
yes, exactly. As the fire giant both demeans and simply curses out these stone giants and
If only
says,
he had calm emotions.
hmm?
Nothing. I said if only he had calm emotions again.
Yeah, right? Says,
Sorry.
Next session.
Thane Brinda has claimed this land! Begone! Expletives.
Thane.
Thane. Thane
Bree, write that down.
Brinda. Brihnda. The frontmost stone giant responds, I don't care about Brinda. These are our lands. This is our burial ground. You have stolen our most sacred place. You are declaring war, and we will fight. They go back and forth, the fire giant continuing to assert the claim of Brinda, as it seems these lands are very rich in adamantine, and Brinda wants them. The stone giants seeking to keep the ancestral burial grounds, which appear to be right behind. You hear this argument going on.
Do I know who Fan Brinda is?
You do not, although you know that within giant castes, the fire giants and the ice giants, they have they don't have chiefs of their tribes, they have what they call thanes. So you would know that a thane would refer to the leader of this fire giant's clan.
Alright, I'm gonna skedaddle back to them.
Roll a stealth check.
A stealth check?
Mm-hmm.
It's a sneaky stealth
It's a
check.
sneaky stealth.
Yeah.
It's super.
Ray trips on her way, and instead, because she wants to be cool in front of the other giants, she's gonna turn it into a somersault.
Did you roll one?
I rolled a 2.
Okay.
And she'll... What in the name of Anon is going on here?
Oh boy.
As Ray steps out
Ray's on her tippy toes.
and asserts herself.
Hands on her hips.
You were like 17 feet smaller than these things.
Oh yeah, but I'm a storm giant, so she has all the authority. She's wielding it.
Oh.
It's like a little 5-year-old standing up.
My daddy says I'm better than you.
That's right.
The class system.
That's
so.
exactly right. I'm better than you, and I know it.
You all behind watch as Ray tried to move forward or move back to you and then stumbles and like begins yelling in a language that none of you understand. She is now speaking giant. The fire giant turns to you and a smile crosses its face. What do we have here? Little storm pup.
Little storm pup, I'll let you know I am from the house of Yarwin.
I shit on Yawen.
Ray's gonna...
Any retort?
No, you don't! No, Ray will bring her hammer down in like a threatening manner and kind of like hit her hand almost with it. And she will stare directly at that fire giant. You don't dare speak to the likes of me like that. You know your place.
Should we
guys,
step out there?
Roll intimidation.
Please crit.
That is a pretty threatening move on their part.
I don't think this
Come
looks
on,
very
guys!
good.
My house is one of the highest houses in the
but-
Storm Giants.
From our perspective, we're hiding. We have no idea what you're saying.
saying,
and
all
you
we
just
know is-
smacked your hammer in your hand. It looks aggressive.
Oh yeah, I'm
So,
being very
From
aggressive.
a distance, we're like, this doesn't look good.
15?
15. He kind of looks at you, and then he looks back at the literally larger problem in front of him with the stone giants. And they are also looking at you now, and the front one speaks. O giant of Yahweh, ancestors mean something to you.
What is this argument about?
These giants claim our burial lands for their own. They have no right. All they care about is the metals within.
What do
He
you...
refuses to leave. We have offered to negotiate. He stands there, cocksure with his smile on his face. We give you one final chance. Leave, or we will forcibly remove you. And she will help us.
Oh boy.
What claim do you have to this land?
You're speaking to the fire giant again?
Is that the one with the shield?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ray kind of, for the first time, well, not the first time, because she's clearly on her tippy toes trying to be more important than she is. She kind of see like a wave of doubt, like, I don't know what to do here, as she tries to just bluff her way through it.
Are you staying still or are you moving towards them?
She's gonna stay still for now.
Do you give like any hand gestures to us, like come join me, or?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did she wave us up? Did you see that?
It doesn't matter what I saw. All I see is a flailing ray right now, and this is not going to end good for someone.
Should we at least flank her?
Yeah, I think we should support her.
I think that might be a good idea.
Support our child. Okay.
Celine and Anthony kind of say, Anthony says, oh, Bulgats, I'll cover you from here.
You do that,
Point of
skinny
reference,
legs.
is my sheet correct?
I don't know, is it?
I have 12 hit points?
No,
you
we
would have
long
taken a
rested.
long rest.
Yeah, no, you're
For
full.
you, it's correct.
You have all your spell slots, everything
Could
like
you
that.
imagine?
Well, I also have 3 levels of exhaustion.
Oh, no.
Those are gone too.
Okay.
That was, yeah, those are all gone.
Wow, you missed a lot.
I've been here in like a month.
Wow.
I blame you.
Before you head out, Celine says, oh, let me assist you. And she will cast Emboldening Bond. And she casts that on Cacophony, Hasheen, and Hugo, because Ray is already out of range.
Yep.
And so the 3 of you have Emboldening Bond. And then as you go, she casts Bless on each of you as well.
Alright.
So that's the double D4, basically.
Yep.
So Hugo and I think Hasheen, at least, we're going to the right side of the rocks, right?
Are you trying to go stealthily, or are you...
We're gonna try to sneak up there.
Okay.
At least I think we
the
should.
DC is now higher because the attention of the dragons has been of the giants.
Dragon?
I was like, wait, what?
What dragon?
Surprise!
The attention of the giants has been drawn that way. So
23.
okay,
Stealth, right? Stealth.
stealth. Yep.
Crit. 29.
Same crit, but not 29.
25.
25.
Rolled above a 10!
I know.
I think we aced
Well,
that
my
one.
last roll here was a crit fail, so I just
I
hit
like
both
it.
ends of the spectrum
If I
really
could.
fast.
Go on.
For my rangerness,
Yep.
can I get on a rock
Sure.
and be in a prone position?
A prone position.
Like a sniper would, like
You
hugging
are-
the ground.
Yeah, because that works with a full-drawn longbow.
I'm gonna stand. It's just flavor, damn it.
But mechanically, she's right. So you are prone on the rock, and you guys go very quietly, and you seem to not only are you aware of the giant's attention drawn to Ray, but you actually use that to your advantage as you find a small opening that seems to head further south from the road, and you make your way up to the rocks that are there. Cacophony, you kind of join the sheen on the top as Hugo stays on the ground. Ray, you, for your sake, for self, have only taken a couple of steps forward.
Sure.
But you're kind of there, and again, the size of these giants doesn't intimidate you because your family is even taller than they are. But you know that this is a very tense situation, and what are you going to do? The last thing that has been said is that by the stone giant that she will help us in a very threatening way towards the fire giant.
Hold your place there, stone giants. Now, what claim do you have to this land? Asking the fire giant.
Brynda lays claim. She has negotiated with the Sultan and purchased. It is hers.
Is there...
The dragon kind of leans one of the shields against the other because it's two giant tower shields.
What? Those are 2 shields?
Yeah.
Two separate tower shields.
I didn't know we're playing Elden Ring here.
Yep.
That's pretty sweet.
Yep. And you see them in the shields. There's actually what looks to be fire or magma or lava within, kind of just simmering with heat. The fire giant kind of lays one against the other, reaches into a pouch on its side, and pulls out a piece of paper with a long ribbon on the bottom of it, and holds it, essentially asserting that this is in fact the deed to the land or the right to the land, and then puts it back in its pocket, grabs the shield, and again, just kind of in a defensive position in front of this cave entrance.
I acknowledge your authority with this. Is the land deed for the minerals itself or for the land?
Ooh, do they have digging rights?
Well, if they could keep their burial ground, but she gets the minerals with it.
A quizzical look kind of crosses over the...
I don't know land deals!
crosses over the face of the fire giant.
Does she want the mineral?
It is all hers!
But does she want the mineral of it or the land itself? Because you also have to recognize the authority that they have, that this is their sacred burial ground.
Yes, our rights are deeper and older than that the Sultan confers. We have been here for millennia, since the dawn.
Psst. And you see Hasheen like waving at you from on top of the rock. Don't look at me, but just listen. I don't know what's going on here, but I have something that may help if you want me to remove the guy in front of the thing.
Remove in what way?
I have a charm person ability. If he fails, we might have more success in convincing him to maybe lay down that piece of paper and just move.
We would make an enemy of a very powerful Ferrari.
Thane?
Thane!
I don't know much about Giant, but I heard Thane.
Yes.
But I also think I heard the Sultan. Mm-hmm. We're already set against him anyway. Just saying. You do you. I'm gonna lay here.
Would your Thane be amicable to them keeping the land for their burial, but her getting the minerals for it? If that's all she wants the land for, then let them keep their sacred burial place.
Roll a persuasion check.
Anyone want to give me advantage?
You aren't blessed, are you?
She was out
Wait,
of range.
I think. Oh, I was saying. I think I have to touch
and
you,
that's
but
a
I
skill
can
check,
bless you.
so blessing only works for saves and attacks.
14?
He looks at you and seems to be considering what you're saying.
You know the importance of our ways as a people.
You know the importance of land and resources to my people,
Of course,
which
as
they
they are.
paid good platinum for.
I have no doubt, especially if you struck a deal with the Sultan, he seems very pricey. But they just want this place for the burial ground. She just wants this place for the minerals. Surely a deal could be struck between the two of us. We are all followers of Anam.
Are they?
The fire
All
giant.
giants are.
The fire giant kind of looks at you. Roll a persuasion check again.
With advantage? This felt pretty sound.
Nope. Just straight.
10.
Looks at you and looks back at the stone giants. The stone giants kind of... Oh, you got an advantage, Ray.
Thanks, Cackles!
Stone giants look
Wait,
at you.
can I reroll that one?
Sure. Using it right away.
17!
Burning a hole in her pocket.
17. Stone giants, listening to what you say, kind of take that same line of argument and say, you desecrate our land with your mining ways. We will go in and remove the adamantine, give it to you, but you let us retain control. Fire giant kind of shifts its weight, and you can see its eyes kind of drop down in contemplation. Is there anything else you wish to say or do?
Attack!
Paying attention now.
Ray will just give him a nod of respect that he deserves as being higher in the ordning than the storm and let him kind of contemplate. So she'll just kind of look at him and she'll bow her head slightly towards him a little bit, and then it's just like a respect nod versus a submission nod. And she will just nod in respect as she awaits his decision. Has to come to something, right?
Hopefully.
I hope so.
We'll find out, won't we?
And what do you offer as token for your word of cooperation?
How about the diamond with blood in it?
Is he talking to me or them? Because I'm not cooperating
He's
with them.
not
am I?
talking. He doesn't understand what they're saying.
Nope.
No, is the for cooperation. Is that towards me or the storm?
He looks at you and the stone giant.
And the stone giants.
Okay.
Okay. Do the stone
You got
giants?
2 advantages.
Oh, thank you, Cackles. Does the stone giants look like they're about to say anything or offer anything?
They are kind of looking around.
It would be wise to give more than just your word.
Roll a persuasion check towards the stone giants. The fire giant kind of looks at you and looks back with a bit of a... Or using an
You have 2
advantage?
advantages.
Yes. 16.
Fire giant kind of appreciates your seeming objective approach to
Does
this,
have legal right to it.
despite the bravado in which you entered.
He started it. He said my house name was Poop. So he started it. Ooh, that's all I'm saying. I just responded the same way here.
Stone giants seem to turn in towards each other. This one kind of with a large thuds off the rock. And they kind of lean in and are having some sort of conversation. Are you doing anything at all while they have their powwow?
I'll kind of relax. I'll walk up a little bit more towards them. And I'll be in a less threatening stance, but still on my tippy toes.
So on your tippy toes, kind of leaning against the rock, just like twirling your hammer, no longer palming your hammer.
Right, and she is like working as she's like trying to mediate, like she saw her mom and her dad work within the council and mediate some deals and everything, so she knows that sometimes silence is the best when it comes to that. So she'll just stay quiet and watch what will...
Okay. Hasheen, Celine, Hugo, anything that the three of you are doing as you watch?
Can anyone talk in my head? Can he talk in my head? Anthony?
I don't know if we really want to waste that spell.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know if it was an innate ability.
Hey, should I misty
level
step to the
5.
thing's back?
Anthony can't.
Okay.
No, don't do that.
Don't, what?
Should I misty step to the fire giant's back?
No!
Oh,
No!
would that be deemed as threatening?
Yes! You should go right on top of his head.
Yeah, I feel like at this
Maybe
point,
dance a jig.
I wouldn't do anything. I wouldn't want to risk compromising what race
They don't
we're
even know
working towards.
we're there, so I think we're in a good position that if crap goes down, we can help.
Okay, so you guys don't move.
Ray will ask the fire giant. Never mind. Nothing. I was gonna say if he had any ideas, but that might sound a little too kiddish.
I think
Just
you're
stay
right.
quiet.
Let them talk.
Yep. I'll let them talk.
After a couple of minutes of waiting,
Ray's getting impatient. She's like, I failed.
the stone giants kind of turn and they say, the lead one again kind of turns and says, allow me entrance, and I shall retrieve an item that Brynda will find of value. The fire giant considers.
I will accompany him to keep him to his word, if you so desire.
Ooh.
The fire giant looks at you. Roll a persuasion check. You have one advantage left.
Yep, I'm using it.
Oh, good choice.
15.
Fire giant gives one large nod of the head and with a earth moving thud kind of takes the shields and moves them to the side and steps, and the stone giant kind of looks at you and nods and steps forward,
I will immediately follow.
and you all watch as
Ray's walking on her tippy toes.
Ray is now dwarfed by these other giants around her.
Ray will give them the okay signal, just like she's okay.
Okay.
Or
So-
a thumbs up.
Tough.
So Ray
Yeah.
flashes a signal, and at that, the fire giant immediately looks up.
She does it sneakily behind her back, I said.
Roll a sleight of hand.
Yeah. I 15.
I'm rolling perception. Oh, she's in trouble.
Everyone roll perception.
I rolled a 26.
I did like a little thumbs up behind my back.
So you watch Ray as she kind of gives you a behind the back 666. Okay.
Oh.
And
Wait.
that's what it is.
Oh, it could be a 999.
No, it's
Oh, I mean, behind the back, though.
How is it 6? How is that 6?
You don't see?
6.
That's a 6.
6.
I've never heard it described that
What
way
do you
before.
think this is?
Eyeglasses?
I haven't either.
No.
It's a monocle, obviously. Eyeglasses are 2.
I mean, this was like the raccoon or whatever.
Google are the all the artists who use the Illuminati 666 in their music videos. It's a thing.
I didn't know that was
Yeah.
a thing.
Yeah.
I've
Any
never...
users-
sorry.
We're not conspiracy theorists or anything. Don't worry about it. And Ray disappears within the depths of the burial grounds. Ray, the giant doesn't seem to worry about you keeping up. And as soon as you enter into the cave, it opens up into a massive, almost mausoleum-like space. Whereas the outside are very rough and natural looking formations, the inside, the walls are completely hewn and covered in runes and images depicting various stone giants. There are what looks to be some with a locking kind of door mechanism and some that are open. Each one maybe about 3 feet by 3 feet in square. And inside are very large urns, which you surmise would be the ashes of these stone giants. And it goes back, well, as far as your vision allows. You don't have dark vision. There are no lights in here. So there's only what you see from the light streaming through from the front, and then it disappears.
This is a beautiful place of honor that you have.
Yes, it is. And they seek to desecrate it. He continues walking. And the further back you get, the more natural it becomes. It seems that there's space aplenty for additional giants to be laid to rest. But at the back, what was hewn rock and polished rock with various different images on it gives way to exposed veins of precious metals. You see gold and silver, but most notably, there is a vein of adamantine, which is kind of in the floor, which you would imagine goes more deeply into the ground. And it seems to have been recently exposed as there was more space being cleared. The giant goes beyond that into the very depths, and this giant has now lit a torch and carries it as you follow behind. And in the depths, there opens up to a pool of water, which is immediately strikes you as very rare in the Cinder Wastes. But also makes sense given that you've gone further south towards Hecate's Fathom, and you do detect and feel like as you've been going further into this cave, it has been at a downslope. You can't quite tell how far, but it has been noticeable. The temperature has also dropped considerably as you have gone down into the cave. The stone giant stops, lowers its head, puts the hand holding the torches stays aloft, and the other hand goes to its chest as it seems to say a prayer of some sort silently. And then puts the torch down on the edge of the water and looks to you and just stay here. And steps into the water, which is crystal clear. Very difficult to gauge the depth of. But as it steps in, 1 foot, 2 feet, 3 feet, it stops and then jumps forward and its entire body disappears beneath the water. You step up and look and you catch the bottom of its feet as it kind of swims.
So I can still see it?
You see just the back of its feet as it disappears down a tunnel that goes beyond.
Ooh. Ray will immediately say a prayer to Nam to bless the stone giants and let her not desecrate this sacred ground, and she will follow him.
Okay.
She said she promised that it's fire giant. She'd keep an eye.
Ray jumps in, and the temperature of the water immediately strikes you as being frigid, but you're a storm giant. You're used to very cold temperatures. In fact, you're resistant to cold. And you're at home in this. You love the ocean, and you love the depths of the ocean. And you can breathe underwater.
Again.
And so you don't even need to worry about the problem is it gets dark very quickly. Because there's no light down here.
Oh. There's no torch. Am I able to see the storm giant or the stone giant or no?
Roll a perception check with disadvantage because you are now staring into watery darkness.
Was a crit that rolled off, so a 4.
You do not. Though you feel the narrow space around you.
So using the tier, could she kind of use its sense to, almost like when you're in a, like, she'll be able to sense where everything is
You
in the
want to
water?
do a watery echo?
Kind of, yeah, just not with, like, necessarily screaming. She could just, where she'll notice, like, where the landscape of and where things are in relation with her.
So you're trying to reach out through the water and kind of sense the shape of things around.
Yeah, like being able to kind of see without necessarily seeing via through the tier.
Okay. Roll an Arcana check.
Oh my goodness. Sorry.
Thank you for the follow, JVJ313.
Unnatural 20.
All right, so Aqua Ray, descendant of Aqua Giant Man, according to Turbo, enters the water, and you feel a panic that begins to take you. Not because you're worried about drowning, but you don't know where to go. You can't see. And much like the movies where the monk finally gives into its senses and closes its eyes and just avoids everything with its eyes closed.
Yeah, kind of like Toff, that she uses her feet to see.
There you go.
Yeah, that's
There
the
we
kind
go.
of connection I was looking
All right,
for.
we're going with another
Yeah.
Avatar
Yeah.
reference. Jake loves those references.
Children's show.
I would have made a Graceling reference, but I don't think anyone's read that book.
You close your eyes and you begin feeling through the reach of the tier. And you swim forward, and there is a branch point. And you sense the giant having taken the right path, and you follow. You continue forward, and down. Down far. I need you to make another Arcana check to sense the dragon.
Dragon.
It's been doing that all night. We must be fighting one today.
I'm just waiting for one of them to be real.
I know.
No, I know what I said.
Well-
Dragon.
15.
15. You do sense the giant further down, as well as something else.
Ah, yeah.
Another creature?
It's a guppy.
It is another creature.
Do I
It's
have a
large creature.
like he's gonna release and kill the fire giant with this?
You don't know the intentions. You just sense another creature,
Do I know what kind of creature?
a big one.
Use echolocation.
Big one.
She's going to, I guess she'll approach. Does she hear any underwater voices?
You're not going stealthily, but
I mean, I'm in the pitch black dark.
that's true. You move further down into the water. The weight of the depths beginning to press in.
Oh, does that have an effect on me?
The darkness all about you, only going through the power of the stone that you wield, which gives off a faint glow beneath your shirt. You press down, you now sense that you're maybe 30 feet from the giant and about 50 feet from the other creature. A creature about the same size as the giant.
Do I get a sense of what the giant is doing? Has the giant stopped swimming, or is the giant approaching?
It seems to have stopped.
Do I get a sense of, like, he's releasing a cage?
You get no sense of... You sense stillness, but you sense two presences.
Right.
Ahead and below you. You're kind of currently treading in the water above them.
Can I talk underwater is the question.
Can you see?
Not really.
Man, we're aiding and abetting a murder.
That's what I'm trying to prevent.
Let's say let it happen.
All right, I don't think Ray can talk underwater.
You
So-
definitely can.
I can't. Okay.
You
I was
can.
seeing if. Oh, I can.
You can, yeah.
Oh.
Just not well.
Is this the assurance for the fire giant?
You say that.
I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt.
Something like that.
There is...
I wasn't going stealthily. I told him I had to follow him.
There is a silence as you sense the giant's now a swift movement, and you sense the rumbling of the other creature now below you. That you feel bubbles like kind of all expand out towards you. You feel yourself kind of covered in a flurry of
Ooh,
bubbles.
it tickles.
Yeah. And with a low underlying distorted kind of low rumble, a voice rings out. What languages do you speak?
I think it's giant and celestial.
This wouldn't like echo outside, would it?
Celestial and giant.
It would not. You do not understand what it says.
Oh boy.
Isufaniko.
I didn't. Are you pig Latining it?
No, I'm just making things up.
You are going to keep your word, aren't you?
The phrase is repeated.
I'm talking to the stone giant. Is he repeating?
The stone giant is being quiet as the phrase is repeated.
Ask him what it's saying.
What is he saying?
There is a rush of current as you feel the presence of a creature now very close. Roll a perception check.
Oh please.
What did we
Ooh.
send you into?
Wouldn't it be cool if it was
The deluge?
yeah.
That's what I was thinking too. 15.
It wouldn't be though for this guy.
15.
Yeah.
Did you roll with disadvantage?
No, you didn't tell me to.
I'm telling you to now, just because, again, darkness. This is to have an actual visual for it.
7.
7.
You could have rolled with advantage to cancel that out. Keep your 15.
I don't know
We all
that she
got-
has. I think she has, what, one left?
No,
We all got one more.
Yeah, we all
just
got one more.
minus you.
I don't know if it's that
You
important.
oh, okay. You don't think okay.
Okay. You
Just joking.
You
Didn't even-
try to focus through the darkness, trying to catch a glimmer of any hint of light, any shape that might emerge. You don't see any,
But I just sense it's closest.
but you can feel it very close, as if it's inspecting you very close.
Ray will stand her ground. I am a friend. I just want to mediate peace between the followers of Anam.
in a low, broken tone. The words almost painfully spoken. As if it hasn't spoken in this language in a very long time. Well, get here.
Oh.
I found it in my travels. One of my companions was passed down, and the other I found at the caldera.
Why? You worthy. The last word is almost spit out with disdain.
I am the chosen one of Anam, and I carry with me the chosen one of Ao.
Roll a persuasion check.
Oh,
With advantage?
Cast her out.
No. You can use it though.
Yeah, I'm gonna use one. 16.
16. As you say that, and you specifically reference the chosen one of Ao, Sola manifests.
I don't think it's a good idea to lie to him. So sorry, guys, if I'm giving too much
No,
away.
no, I feel like that's the right thing to do.
One
is-
gulp. Okay.
No, I'm with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sola manifests. And
I say big word with a little word too.
you watch as she sheds light about her.
Oh my goodness, you're gonna see this thing.
Um,
I know. You're probably like looking at an eye bigger than the giant.
I forget what these are called.
Guppies.
No.
Goldfish? Carp.
They're called. It's on the tip of my tongue. Oh, got it. You see a massive mod creature. Its body is very Piscine.
What does that mean?
Mod and Piscine, the two words I know. Thanks, this helps.
It's a big fish.
Okay.
Okay.
A mauve fish.
I don't even. Oh, a mauve, like the color mauve.
I think that's what he said.
Oh, I thought he said mod.
No, I don't know.
So like a maroony fish.
Yeah, it's a dark purple fish.
Yeah. Okay. That's so funny.
That's what we're going with.
It has rather than fins, it has tentacles that go out. It has a very long central tail with other tails that kind of come off of it.
That's cool.
Oh.
It has a series of 3 eyes, but they're not horizontal, they're almost vertical along the crown of its head. On the side of the primary 3, there are 2 others, each one kind of blinking, not in unison, it's almost in a discordant kind of, as if each one is its own kind of thinking entity. It kind of swims around you with quick bursts of energy, then it pauses as if looking you up and down, and then swims again.
She'll stand her ground. Or swim her ground.
float
Tread
your
her ground.
The one tentacle... Nope, roll a perception check. You don't get that for free.
9.
Is this like your equivalent of the Mass Effect, what were the Reaper?
The
Reaper in the water?
The DLC. Yeah. More or less.
Nice.
Roll a history check just out of
This
curiosity.
has got to be a wastrelith.
No, it's not.
6.
6.
I'm rolling terribly this week.
The back half of its body seems to disappear in the darkness, the light of Sola not shining quite far enough for you to see.
What's her light, 30 feet?
It's like bright light for 10 feet, dim light for 10 feet, and then into darkness. Roll an insight check.
$14?
It seems to be circling you, intently observing and taking in your strength. It doesn't seem like it is intent on attacking you. It stops and looks. Why let you free?
I'm trying to help your stone giants by helping them maintain their burial grounds and their sacred shrine without getting them killed by the fire giant who has now legal claim to this land.
My land. As the water reverberates and shakes, this creature seems to think differently.
There will be an attack on your land, though, soon, from the fire giants. If this deal is not brokered, there will be danger, and many may lose their lives if there is a war to be broken out. That didn't
Roll
make any sense.
persuasion. Roll persuasion check. Sorry, guys. Did not expect this to go this way.
Listen, I'm fine with it.
14?
14.
Remember, I only have +0s and +2s on these.
You haven't been rolling terrible, actually, with that in consideration. You've been like between 14 and 17 every
That's
time.
true.
What
You've been surviving.
I'm
Making it work.
has water of fire?
If this is your land, though, and you are in protection of this burial ground, do you not care for the stone giants who will lose countless lives in protection of it?
A toothy smile seems to crest
Ew.
the mouth of this massive fish creature.
How much bigger is it than her?
She's
I
about
can't
the
even see the end.
She's about the size of its mouth.
Oh. Okay.
Like the
Like this way or this way?
this way.
As a history check, do I know, like, do stone giants, like, would this be like its clan leader almost? Or is this just like they happen to broker a deal with it?
That's a good question.
Sure, roll a history check.
That's a good
with
question.
advantage because you know giant kind.
It's a good question.
Yeah.
Ooh, 21.
Good. This is definitely not the leader of the stone giants.
Okay.
Stone giants have matrons that lead their clans. They're usually dreamwalkers. They are all about the earth, the land, the rock. It is highly unusual for these stone giants to be engaging in the water.
Okay. So it's more like they kind of brokered something with this guy.
Is it possible they're not stone giants? Can they be in disguise or something?
The creature answers you. Throng.
Oh,
Throngs?
thralls. Nope, they're stone giants.
Weak. Disposable.
And ancient and powerful as you may be, do you feel like you would be able to survive the full brigade of the fire giants? hundreds of thousands of them.
Its laugh kind of reverberates. Hundreds of thousands. Rolls a deception check.
Oh, how many fire giants are there?
You said hundreds of thousands.
Hundreds?
Oh, I don't know! You really want deception?
I want deception, and that will lead to set the DC for intimidation.
Okay.
Crit!
No way. No
Roll
way.
intimidation.
No way.
Let's do it again!
I'm gonna use my advantage on this one.
I think that's your last one.
Yes, it is. 18.
The laugh kind of tails off as it seems the weight of your words seem to set in. It swims quickly downward, disappears in the darkness. Sola looks over at you. She says, even a squirrel that's blind finds a nut sometimes. You kind of think to yourself, that's a pretty good proverb.
I'm gonna use it again.
I'm going to use it. Almost as quickly as it swam away, it returns in one of its tentacles.
Battle armor now.
It has a smelted bar of adamantine. And in its other hand, it has, kind of ripping up through the water towards you, the stone giant. Take this one back. Do not reveal Aboleth. As it then recedes into the water, and in your mind, you hear, I am watching, Chosen.
I will not reveal your presence to the fire giants. She'll say, kind of as he swims away.
You look up at the stone giant, and you now see its eyes are turned up in its head. And then, as the tentacle releases its foot, its wrist by which it yanked it up, the eyes kind of turn back down.
Oh, like he was possessed?
And then he kind of focuses on you, shakes his head, sees you holding the adamantine, looks down and looks up at you, and with wide eyes, like, doesn't say anything, but just swims on.
I'll follow him in swimming.
Sola remains out, kind of guiding you along, and you make your way back. You emerge. You are wet, unless you're trying to...
I'll dry off in the humidity of the 100-degree weather pretty quick.
Okay. Fire giant sees you emerge, dripping wet.
Before we would go out of the cave, I would give the the bar to the stone giant and say, "This is for you to give," and I will take my position behind him again and follow him out.
You do. The stone giant. I mean, well, I'll roll. That'll be fair. I'll roll to see if he notices the wetness.
The stone giant?
Oh, he didn't realize I was down there with him?
The fire giant.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
19.
It's really sweaty.
Yeah, it gets hot.
The
Oh, it's like a steam room in there.
fire giant notices the moisture. And you see a puzzled look and a furrowed brow, as if it's thinking and trying to understand. What did you bring? The stone giant holds out the adamantine and holds it out towards it, as the fire giant kind of leans the shield again and reaches for it to grab it. The stone giant just drops it at its feet and walks.
Awesome.
The fire giant kind of stops, picks it up. The stone giant turns. You see, already smelted. We will bring more if you stay away. The fire giant nods its head and takes the two shields and shing, kind of puts them together where they form into one. It seems that the one kind of fits inside of the other.
Should I get them to sign a contract?
And takes the shield and slings it behind its back and kind of like a large backpack straps it on and has a bit of a hunch to it. It looks at you all and aloud, to none of you in particular, but for all of you to hear, Brynda will send another. Be prepared to present the adamantine gifts to keep her thirst sated. When he says thirst, he kind of, his eyes look to the now evaporated water and turns back and walks away. Stone giants now.
Which way is he walking?
The same way we have to go.
Walking to the west. Stone giants all look to you. Thank you. Thank you for your help. You should go.
I will leave your ground, and she will nod to them in respect, not as deeply as she nodded to the fire giant in respect. Just a little more shallow.
One of these?
No, it's still like a respectful, but not as deep as she went with the fire giant, as is quid pro quo. And she will continue towards the west, hoping her companions will follow her.
She, the
East.
leader of this little troop kind of stops you and just says, "You have friends in Clan Bokus."
Bokus?
Yes, Bokus.
Thank you. If you ever need me, my name is Ray Esmeralda of Yawin.
My blessing to you from Yawin. And the small one kind of goes inside of the cave and the other two walk off. And Ray, you kind of stand there for a bit until the rest of your party kind of emerges from the stones and joins you. You are all together.
I did not understand a word of what happened.
I was really nervous for you.
Leave this area before discussing it more.
Okay.
You continue
As soon as she gets out of earshot, holy smokes, guys! You should have seen me! I was so freaking cool! And I kept my cool, and I didn't talk to it, and I didn't keep on going, and I just was like, and I was like, bam! And then they were like, rah, rah, rah! And then I was like, bam, some more! And they were like, rah, 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 rah! And then, my toes kind of hurt, though. I was on my tippy toes for a really long time.
So it went well, huh?
Yeah, and Ray will explain everything that happened, and she will before telling them about the purple fish, roll a perception check to make sure no one was within hearing range.
Sure.
Crit fail.
There's
No one
here?
is. She will in hushed tones tell them about the creature underground that she has encountered. And so she won't leave anything doubt.
You hear the description of this giant fish creature that spoke telepathically to Ray. As you continue your travels, any conversation or questions that you wish to have of Ray?
Yeah. How the hell was there water down there?
Well, I went pretty far down under. I couldn't tell you exactly how far. definitely not as far as I went for like the caldera, but it seemed really old.
You know, for a place where water has been banished, there seems to be a lot of water here.
Yeah, that had to be enough for a giant fish to live in. That's
Oh,
a
like-
lot of water.
I couldn't even see the bottom of it. It was so big.
And the thing was like bigger than you, right?
Oh, at least by like 100 million times.
Okay, no, I don't understand. That's big. I feel like your math is wrong.
But I
that's
couldn't
okay.
see the eyeball.
Yeah, no, you're
I
right.
was the size of its tiny eyeball.
It could be infinitely large, I guess. That is correct. So, question though. I got the feeling that all you giants worship the Nam, right?
Yeah.
What are they doing talking to a fish thing?
You know, I didn't get to really stay and ask. I was kind of afraid of being eaten. But you're right, I probably should have. My guess, so this is definitely not like the leader of the giants, but it could be that they made the stone and then they had to kind of like broker a deal to stay alive with this. Either that or they're being used. There was this one weird thing where the guy's like tentacle and then the stone giant's eyes rolled backwards. And it was like, you know, like how someone else had the tentacle in them and then they were being controlled by that thingy?
The
And then-
only thing that's
wasn't that
been
in, like,
inside
the-
me was that tongue kiss when I got parsed. Was it like that?
No, not like
'Cause I
that.
felt like my
I
eyes
feel
rolled in the
like-
back of my head
I
when
feel
that
like it
happened.
happened with Antony or something like that. A tentacle got in, went in, and then he was being controlled by that thingy.
I don't remember.
I feel like that was in the when we were looking for the dragon riddles with the shadow field or whatever.
So maybe he is
I don't
like
know.
the,
Oh, yes.
the puppet master, and he's using the stone giants for his will.
Interesting.
Could be why the stone giants were. I mean,
Did you get that guy's name? Not the big watery guy. I mean the guy you were talking to.
no,
Oh,
never did.
okay.
Oh, I have their clan name.
What is it?
Focus.
Bogus.
Yeah, like Hocus Pocus Focus.
Got it. Clan Bogus.
Yeah, so, I mean, I probably could have gotten some more information, but I didn't really think about it.
Well, that's a little odd. Maybe we
So
should just...
it seems maybe the water plane ain't as far away or removed as we were
Right.
led to believe.
It's interesting because, you know, and now, coming from the city of Brass, with the Sultan leading it, you could see how the propaganda would be that water was expelled, but it seems as though
It was more just hidden or
Yeah.
moved to a different location.
So, you know,
Seems like it.
This makes me... I have a question that I've been pondering. So, I haven't told you much about Mango Bar, who I work for his house.
I just know you don't like him.
I don't dislike him. I just get the feeling he's withholding information.
I get that a lot with some people.
And as we move further south, I'm starting to understand that my fears are warranted. Here's the thing. He's a merit.
Mm-hmm.
You know the things we met last week in the bubble of water?
Mm-hmm.
He shouldn't be here. But he is. And you'd think he'd want to go back home. But he forbade me from going to the caldera.
Maybe back home is sad for him. He's running away from something. Like he lost a daughter.
Now, Ray, you want to go home, right?
Oh, more than anything.
Is home sad for you? Even though it's under constant attack by the storm?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So, you have a sense of duty, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why would a diplomat forego his sense of duty?
Blackmail?
I don't know. Maybe. It's just things I ponder as we go further south. That's all I got.
You all continue walking. There's no sign of the fire giant. Though after a couple hours you do note there is a crossroads, so to speak, as there is a pass that heads to a more southwesterly direction and one that heads northwesterly. If anyone cares to, they can roll a survival check or something.
I'll let my ranger abilities speak for themselves. What is it?
Survival.
My +2? Got it. Do I still have Emboldening Bond and
Nope.
Bless?
Unfortunately not.
Damn.
I'll
9.
write it down there.
9. Hard to tell. There is a bit of a windswept, ashen soot about. You don't really make any large footprints out, though you don't get the sense that there's anything near you either.
Okay.
However, at the crossroads, there is a bit of a guidepost, a stone that is there, marked in the ground. It looks to be almost like a stela, like one of those rune-carved stones.
Like a little obelisk?
It's...
I have no idea what you're referencing.
I don't think I'm pronouncing it right. Stela. It's a stela.
How do you spell it?
S-T-E-L-A, I think is how it's spelled. It's kind of like a upright stone, like a column, and it has some inscriptions on it. However, it is broken in half. I don't need to beat it around the bush any further. This is a prison stone that has been broken. And seemingly already loosed its whatever was captured within. The inscription, which is kind of co-opted whatever was on it before, simply reads south 2 days, Temple of the Stone Maidens.
That's the inscription on the broken prison stone.
Correct.
Well, let's not go there.
That is southward is the
That's the direction we have to go, though.
Yeah.
passage to Hecate's Fathom. But it's simply a marker in this expanse.
Can I roll maybe history on who the Stone Maidens are?
Sure.
Yeah, good question.
14.
14. You've heard of all kinds of tales of things in the wastes. The Stone Maidens don't necessarily stand out above any of the milieu of other rumors and stories you've heard.
Okay. Well, we have to go that way. I mean, we can choose to skip it.
I would just make sure our eyes are peeled.
My eyes are always peeled.
Like a banana.
Yeah. Doesn't mean I always see things, but like I'm always looking.
Like it. You know,
I try.
a blind squirrel will sometimes find its nut. And Ray will just kind of walk on like a little sauntery.
You know, that was pretty clever for her. Go for her.
It's a squirrel.
With the
Something you'd want to eat.
Would a bird eat a squirrel?
Maybe.
depends on the bird.
Yeah,
Like
I
a
guess.
hawk.
That's true. That's true.
As Ray has just dropped her her knowledge bomb,
Head
you
tilted up a little bit.
you continue into the mountain range of the Golgamok Mountains. The day comes to its close. I need to know who is doing a watch.
Hugo will take the first watch.
Okay. Hugo, perception check, please.
Can Anthony take the second watch?
21.
Okay, 21.
I could take third.
Hugo, you don't note anything per se that you see with your limited vision in the dark. You, throughout the evening's rest, note the howling of winds about, the shuddering of the mountains beneath. There are still slight tremors every now and then, which are far more noticeable as you now rest than when you're walking. You are getting closer and closer to the earth elementals plane's influence, and therefore it is stronger manifestations of the earth as you go. But you don't quite make out anything watching you or approaching or flying about. You are pretty satisfied. However, there's this gnawing sense of being watched.
Damn, again. Oh, you weren't here.
It keeps you on edge your entire watch, and even when or Anthony comes to relieve you, it's still uneasy sleep that you find. Anthony goes through his watch, and who took the last?
I'm third.
Machine. Roll your perception.
Need an advantage. It's better. 28.
You're definitely being watched. And knowing where the dragon emerged from, you try to pay careful attention to the rocks about you and any sort of crevices and cracks. In the midst of the tremble of the stones, you swear you hear a stone dropping into a pool of water.
Like a big splash or like a... boop?
Like a bloop.
In what direction? I'm hooked.
Just kind of up the hill.
Just over yonder.
Over yonder. It seems to come from the direction of the mountain range, like it would be up above you, which is why the sound kind of carried down towards you.
Hey guys, I'm gonna go check out something. Okay.
You go to check it out. Stealthily go. Roll your stealth check.
I'll stealthily get up there.
Stealthily go.
Oops, that was not in the box.
What's in the box?
17.
Okay. You approach. Roll a survival check to try to locate the sound.
14.
14. Now roll performance
You suck.
to you you dance your way over the stones.
25!
And it's a lovely
I'm like plie-ing.
lovely dance as you perform for the sound.
dance pays off.
With a 14, it takes you a little bit of time. And after about a half an hour of searching, you do come across a pool of water that is about 20 feet above you and offset, and it seems to be resting in the midst of a stone, like it's a basin.
Is the stone elevated?
It's
Like,
kind
is
of
it a
an
bird bath
it's sort
type
of
thing?
like an outcropping within the stones. Like, you were originally trying to look at the ground, like, what was this? And it's weird because it's actually
So not a
In-
spring.
no, it's in the stones.
Okay. I cautiously approach.
You approach
Cautiously.
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 You
Like the
see
stone.
that the basin is about 2 feet in radius, so 4 feet in diameter,
Okay.
and doesn't appear to be terribly deep. In fact, with your dark vision, you can kind of see the bottom, what you think is the bottom. The water is very clear.
How far down does it go?
I don't know, maybe, what was that, like maybe 3 inches, 6 inches? It's hard to tell.
So it is like a bird bath.
Yeah, it's like a bird
A
bath.
4-foot wide, 6-inch deep bird bath.
Potentially 6 inches. You never know
Or
until
a-
you touch it.
Human
Okay.
bath.
I'm gonna pull look between the legs real quick.
You, in the midst of your dance, you kind of pause and just... There's nothing there.
Damn. I thought that would have got them for sure. What's a stone look like? Like, does it look hewn? Does it look natural? Does it look like this was placed here?
It looked, the outcropping looks very natural, but for the basin of water, which has been etched, carved, hewn, placed.
Okay. And in the immediate surrounding, there's not like a little cave or something over, and it's just here.
Yep. Roll a insight check.
16.
You do note that this outcropping is perfectly positioned to look upon your party. Like, you're basically just you stop and you're looking at it, kind of look down at where your camp was.
Do I see any footprints?
No footprints. It's stone, so it's
So like no dust or anything in the sandy, windy place.
Or wet footprints.
where the outcropping is. It is windy, but nothing keeps in the stone.
Okay. And there's no splash of water on the ground.
No, it's just in this basin.
Through the water.
Okay.
It's interesting.
I'm going to cast Mage Hand
Okay.
and run the Mage Hand through the water.
Okay. The mage hand goes through the water, and as soon as it touches, there's a kind of a shimmer
On the water?
on the water.
An unnatural shimmer?
Yes, it's unnatural.
Portably like.
It is. It is. There are ripples that go out,
Natural.
but there is also just a. There's a shimmer.
I would like to cautiously. I'm going to minor illusion myself looking over into it.
Okay. You do so.
Does anything reach out and grab?
There is no response.
I pull it away, and now I approach.
Okay. You approach.
And I, like one eye, like, and look at it.
You look at it.
I'm possessed.
You kind of. Yeah. And you look. And it's a basin of water staring back at you.
No reflection.
You continue to look.
Yeah, is a reflection of me.
No, there isn't.
Nice catch,
I heard that.
Oh, that's weird. Is there a reflection of anything in it?
Mm-mm. All you see is the clear
Right.
liquid, which shows through to the bottom of the water.
I want to touch the water. But I probably shouldn't.
Get Anthony to touch it.
I should I should get the rest of the party, but I also have a feeling that when I go back and come back, this thing won't be here. I'm saying all this to myself out loud. Do I have a water like thing?
You have a canteen
That's the word I
or
was
a
looking for.
water skin or
That's what I was looking
something
for.
of that nature.
I know you're baiting me. And I know I already lost. But I'm curious. Jake's curious. So. Beep, 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 beep. Blah, 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 blah.
The water meets the surface, and there's a, as expected, ripple as the waves go forth, the shine and shimmer, and the water that you're pouring seems to run off the side and into the rock.
I pick up a pebble
Uh-huh.
to mimic the sound that I heard.
Yep.
I step back like 2 feet. Gobi. And I throw it in, so I get that bloop, bloop, and I run up and look.
No pebble.
It's gone.
Gone.
Didn't see it run off the side.
Nope. Disappeared in.
Did it make the noise?
It did.
I take my empty water skin, and I want to scoop some of the water into it.
You dip it in, and it disappears beneath the surface. It's just gone.
I pull my hand out. Is it in my hand?
It is.
Did you put your hand in the water or just the...
I mean, I would assume to sink it under, I would have had to put
Yeah,
my hand
okay.
under.
It felt like water,
But
but your thumb disappeared, like basically beneath the surface. It
Do it.
okay. All right.
We already made one good decision.
I know.
Let's make a bad one.
With water. All right. I now like stick my elbow like up to my elbow, and I'm looking for my hand. Gone.
gone.
I, with that other hand underwater, splash some water to my hand, like just above the water.
Nothing emerges.
Pull my hand back out.
Before you pull it out, you feel something kind of brush against you.
Oh, boy.
Ooh, that's icky.
Brush against his body or brush against the hand under the water?
His hand that he could not see, but he felt something like you know when you're in the pool and
Yeah.
you feel someone like right next to you, whether it's the force of their kick or just something slide through the water. Yeah.
What are you gonna do, Jake?
You can't tell if it touched you or if it was just the force of the water that it was kind of pushing in your direction.
All right.
Are you doing it?
Yeah. If I die, I die. I've got like 6 more characters. I just want to see what's going on below the surface.
You put your head in. It's pitch black.
I have devil sight.
As your eyes adjust, there is a massive eye in front of you.
Do I get the feeling I can breathe?
No.
Whoop! Have I seen that eye before?
Roll a history check.
Did Ray describe the eye before?
23.
You didn't see the eye before. And it's not so much that it was all eye. In fact, as you think of it, it was like several eyes. 3 large ones in a line. And then 4 more, 2 on either side of that line. They were all wide-eyed looking at you. But you didn't really see the rest of the creature at all.
Does that match anything when she was giving it? And then I boomed! And then this! And then that! Does that match
Would
any
you
of
have
that
described
recollection?
the creature? Yes, it sounds a lot like the...
I mean, Ray would have said every single little tiny detail and went in circles. So I would have to assume she.
it sounds
explained.
like the big fish that Ray encountered. It
Also, I
looked
did
like-
say I was smaller than its smallest eye.
Yeah.
So
So, like, I'm hovering over there. Is my head wet after it came out?
Yes.
So I'm like both hands on the sides of this. I should probably walk away from this now. And that's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
Did you hear that? I'm walking away. If there's any information you want to give, maybe come out and talk. Otherwise, bye-bye. All right, I'm going. I meander on back, constantly, like, looking over my shoulder.
When you give one last look back before you kind of hop down, the pool is gone.
Oh no.
Nut. Freaking nut. I would have died. Okay. I head back to my stool by the fireplace.
Your stool, where you excreted your stool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I cover it up because I don't want anyone knowing we were here.
Can't. Nope. Yep. Gotta cover your tracks.
And then I head back to the group and I just kind of sit there and I wait for
The Nightfall Concordance brings the light as the magical darkness is lifted from the confluence of planes and morning greets you all.
So
What?
he was gone for how long? Like, how long were we not being watched necessarily?
Maybe 40 minutes?
Okay.
I saw things.
Like things or like things?
Did you feel like we were being watched?
I did. I had uneasy feeling the whole entire time I was watching, but I couldn't figure out what it was. I just kind of felt like the hairs on the back were kind of standing up a little bit, but I didn't see nothing.
I found something. It's gone
Something or someone?
both.
Both?
It was like the thing you were talking about yesterday.
Oh,
In a bird bath.
he did say I'd be watching you.
Yeah. Like very much like Sting and the Police.
So apparently
Sure.
he meant it.
I don't know what I did though.
Wait, you're talking about like a small pool of water?
I'm talking like 4 feet wide, maybe 6 inches deep, but a magical pool. It's a magical bird bath. It's the best way I could describe it.
Should we go check it
It's
out?
gone.
Like,
I thought, did I have a heat stroke? No. I was hydrated well.
so you mean the water disappeared?
No, the whole pillar.
Oh, the whole thing just
Gone.
The
oh,
rock
Wow.
is still there.
The rock is still there.
just no water in the rock.
Yeah, the basin, it's basically the
Follow me.
natural.
We walk up
It takes
to
you up, and there is a rock outcropping protruding from the mountainous range behind you, but it is just the natural formation of the rock.
So you're saying there was like a pedestal here with like a bowl with water in
Yeah,
it?
yeah. So
it wasn't a pedestal, it was just carved into the rock.
it was carved
Okay.
into, but it was full of water, but the water was magical.
This is
Okay?
probably my fault.
So it's like that carving in the rock still there?
No, it is
Okay.
not. That's gone as well. Yeah, the water and the basin, all it's just
It
the
was
natural
like
rock
it was like this
formation.
basin, and it was magical water, and I know it was because it shimmered weird, and when I looked at it, there was no reflection of me, but it was perfectly clear.
It sounds like you might have dozed off a little bit.
No. When I
I
doze
feel
off,
like
I
finding
dream.
water here is really unlikely.
I don't know. I mean,
So-
she just ran into
But
some.
he just described the exact same eyeball that I saw.
Yeah, 3, 2, big mouth.
In a line?
Yeah,
Was it purple?
3, 2, and 2. So
3, 2, and 2. Yeah,
3, 4.
So let me understand this. You put your head in the water?
not at first.
Not at first, but you did.
Naturally, in the name of science, you should be
Yes.
happy, Anthony.
So when you did that,
bada bing, yeah.
did the water seem more expansive when you put your head under it?
Oh yeah.
So
the
it
basin
wasn't
only looked like
necessarily.
3
So
inches
it was.
deep.
It was almost like a portal then.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't necessarily just water.
No,
it was
no,
a
no, no.
portal to
Yeah.
wherever this creature was.
And when I put my head in, I was like 4 feet away from those eyes.
Celine speaks up. Are you sure it was 3 inches?
Well, you know, I mean, I'm not a good judge at such a small depth, so I don't know. Could be less, more. I don't know. Shut up.
so
You're familiar with 3 inches of depth?
It's a unit of measurement. I think a lot of people are used to it. I mean, know of it.
I'm just wondering. In
So-
the name of science.
In the name of science, of course. Of course.
It's like the
I was going to say it.
it's like the width of Anthony's calves. I would say it's about that.
Hey, low blow there. Hey, what you doing, huh?
Nothing. I'm just trying to enhance my masculinity. Nothing.
Anyway, I've seen other wizards in the past cast things like Dimension Door, where, you know, they kind of open a portal, allows you to kind of walk through and go somewhere far away. I wonder if this creature has some ability to use magic in such a way, but somehow it's through the element of water.
It's interesting.
Do you think it's any water? Like, could Ray make some water and we put our head in?
That would be terrifying. The other thing, if you notice where this is located, it's in a perfect spot for where we're camping. Like, if I wanted to ambush you guys, this is where I would have set up.
Oh, we need to get better at picking
It did
our
say that it
campsites.
was gonna be watching me.
For how
Hopefully-
long?
I don't know, and I don't really know what it wants either.
Did you make a friend or an enemy?
I kind of threatened it.
Okay.
So, well, I used the fire giants to threaten it.
Okay.
I brought to it the reality of if it didn't submit. The potential reality of if it didn't submit. So maybe a foe, but it didn't attack me.
So you kind of like blackmailed it into helping? Or agreeing, I should say.
I gave it the option
Good
of
option.
potential death or helping.
By
so
your hand?
no, by the fire
Oh,
giants.
that's good at least. That's good.
Yeah, no. It could have eaten me in like half a
Yeah,
second.
this thing was massive.
Yeah.
So I guess the question begs, why does it care to watch us?
Well, it
What-
knows I have the tear. That could be why.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, we know that many creatures have been after those tiers of power before.
I mean, it had these weird tentacles, though. I feel like if it wanted to steal it, it could have then. But it seemed more concerned about why I was carrying the tear. But, like, if it wanted the tear, I feel like it could have just been like, tentacle snap! And, like, there wouldn't have been much I could have done about it.
How many other people want that tier?
Well, could it actually be watching you to see if you are worthy?
Ooh, I like that. That feels like we can prove
Yeah.
something good.
I hope it's good, but it kind of sounded evil. I'm not gonna lie. Just like with its, ancient creature voice. It sounded
So we should watch water.
Was it deep speech? It was. Oh, it didn't speak to me.
But we should be careful because we're going to the Fathom to release water. So you know how we fought like the deluge with the first one?
Or
This
maybe
one
we
might
already
pop
have
up.
a friend, huh? We could have a Sadiq.
Maybe.
That
Let's
could
hope.
be how we prove
You know,
ourselves
we make
worthy.
so many enemies. Let's
Right?
try to make a friend.
I think, you just take what life throws at you.
You're having this conversation, of course.
Yeah, we packed up. We're walking
Yep.
away from in the direction we need to
So
go.
I need someone to roll a d20 for me
Adam?
as you head into the
10.
next day. 10.
Solid number.
We just got to, if we have the feeling that we're being watched.
That was a chuckle.
Please roll
Probably
a perception check for me.
Everyone?
Yeah, everyone.
24.
26.
Oh boy.
Crit.
I'm using
What's
my
the total of?
advantage.
22, I think.
That did not get me much more. Perception? 8.
Oof.
Confident, you're kind of asking this question and making this statement about the water, and
Yeah.
everyone's talking about friendship, and
22.
in the midst of that, the three of you kind of hear a high-pitched screech.
I would say, please tell me it's not Wolfram coming back.
What a twist.
From up in the mountain cliffside.
Harpies. Bastards.
your attention is immediately drawn as your conversation breaks, and you see the tail of a massive bird creature.
Also known as a dragon.
No, this is feathered,
Feathered. Okay.
It's a pterodactyl.
landing in an equally massive nest, in which you see a conglomeration of tents and wagons,
Oh.
splintered bits.
Does it happen to have the body of a lion?
Yeah. Ooh.
It's much, much larger than a sphinx. It's
Romantic.
I feel like we fought one of these.
about the size of a dragon. Like, not maybe the ancient dragon, but it's big.
Oh
like,
boy.
wingspan of, like, if you had to guess in the very brief time you saw, 100 feet.
Wow.
Oh.
Oh.
But its body is not quite as large as a
It
dragon's.
is like a pterodactyl one.
This is what is referred to as a rock. R-O-C. They're very territorial.
Yeah.
I rolled
they're-
a 22 for a history check on what I know about them.
So you know that they're very territorial. They are not necessarily malicious. Like, they're not going to try to go and kill people for the sake of fun. They're not particularly intelligent by sentience standards, right? But they're not just mere beasts. They're smarter birds. Think of like a... They don't have... they can't speak like common, for example, but they can like a 6 or 7 on the 20-point scale. So
Do I know if they like to eat people?
they will eat people, most
All right.
certainly.
That's the most
But
important.
they are
Are we on the menu?
they're gatherers of shiny things.
Shiny things.
Oh,
Coffee, hide all your stuff.
Well, your own heart.
can you
Except
talk
this
to
one
it?
will try to eat me.
There is a brief moment as you look and kind of take this all in, and after a bit of time, there is a as it seems to fly off into the distance once more. This time you all clearly see as it goes.
Which way did it go?
It seems to be flying to the south.
The direction we're going?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Well, y'all, you know. First of all, if you have any shiny armor on, or I'd keep it covered up. Those things kind of like shiny things, so any glares or glints that it could see might grab its attention.
Everything I'm wearing is shiny.
Well,
Ray, cover yourself in the tent.
yeah. Wrap yourself up in something. Actually, here, you put this cloak on I have, and you can cover yourself.
You don't have that
I don't know
anymore.
Yeah,
who
that
has
was
it.
traded.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Anthony traded it on your behalf.
What a jerk!
Yeah.
It was something that you guys have to figure. It's for a good
It gave
item.
you a book that you will like.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
better
Yeah,
trade for
it
you.
was.
All right.
In fact, if you knew you had that book, all you would be doing is reading that book right now.
Yeah.
Something
All
like
right.
magic.
Well, anyway, so you can't cover yourself up then.
Oh,
with that,
I have
but
a cloak, so
just
she'll
keep
kind of
yourself
cover her tiara
covered
up. and-
However, it does appear to be going in the same direction we are, and it might be kind of a fun adventure to go see what shiny things are in its nest.
I was thinking the same thing.
I knew you guys were gonna say
When
it.
the cat is away, the mice will play, huh? What-
you
what
know why it's out there flying around.
Right, we might find something we need.
we might find something
Who
of
knows?
interest.
Maybe it has another thing.
Usually, I'm all for that, but we really need to get back to the
Well, I
opening
mean,
the plane of fire so we can end this thing with the city, so we can get back to the storm.
Yeah, but what if there's a thing there that helps us do that?
I would say, do we have the tier yet of the shadow tier, or whatever?
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
moat?
The
no.
mode of shadow
Mode of
is
shadow?
possessed
Oh, yeah,
by
yeah.
Yeah,
cacophony
me.
Coffee.
within
Okay.
her facial
Mask thing.
mask.
Oh, that's right. I was here for that.
So mechanically, this is several 100 feet up above you.
Probably not as good at the end now.
Fly.
Someone could fly.
I can fly.
Additionally,
I can't fly. Don't
depending
look at
on
me.
the speed with which you get there,
Bless you.
you could potentially lose the rest of the day investigating, so you would not gain a day's time. Right now you are...
Last time that paid off.
Yeah, it did.
This is...
Do it.
You still have 6 days to go.
What is time?
I said,
5 days after this day,
what is
if
a
you get this
couple
full day
hours? I mean, a good mountain hike might do us some
Listen,
good.
I mean, you've seen me.
I
I've been
mean-
trained to climb sheer face, so
yeah. What was that? Oh, he's on board.
yeah. Baby, you good? All right.
Yeah.
Depending on how quick you go as well, time elapses. You have no idea when the rock will return.
Okay, so what should I be looking for? Do I want to look for weapons or do I want to look for, like, books? Or do I just want to go for gold?
How about you bring me with you?
That might slow me down, but I could.
I mean, we're flying, right?
Well, yeah.
Quicker than climbing.
Yeah. Okay.
How far up is it?
It's about 500 feet.
500
So
feet.
if I dimension doored us up,
Ooh.
You
I have
could
a
take
range
500
of 500
feet.
feet.
You could take another person with you.
Another person.
I have an idea. Me
Take
and Ray
him.
fly up. You two go up. You guys climb.
Sit it out.
Yeah.
I'm pretty shiny.
Was that Darlin?
I... that was Darlin. I am pretty shiny.
Yeah, so maybe you hide in like a shadow, cover yourself with mud or something.
Bury yourself in the sand.
I was gonna say she could be bait if we need to distract.
No, that's Habibi. You can't say that.
I
Come on.
say that's a great idea. If the creature comes back, just wave your arms around and start running.
Oh, Cacophony, you have such a sense of humor.
All right. So the four of us go up. We poke around a little bit. We get the heck out.
Okay.
How many
That
times
works.
can you do Dimension Door? Twice, right? Because you're a warlock.
Yes, twice.
Cool. Man, I wish you could be a normal spellcaster like me, but you know.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's do this.
Game
So
plan.
Ray goes to fly.
I'm holding onto her foot.
What is your flying speed?
I think it's the same as my walking speed, isn't it?
I believe it's 30 feet. So if you dash, it would
No,
be...
equal to my walking speed, so it's 45.
Okay, that makes a difference. So even with half speed, because of carrying Hashin, dashing for the full minute, although you could do it for 10 minutes if you need to, but it's 1 minute at a time, you are able to get there within 1 minute's use.
Oh, that's not bad.
Because of... nope, 2 minutes use. Because you're at half speed, so it's 500 feet away.
Meanwhile, Cacophony and I just walk out like we walk out of an elevator.
You walk out of an elevator. Immediately, we'll say the four of you are all there. Immediately, you are taken by all of the molted feathers about.
Ew.
Are these worth anything? Like spell component wise? DM?
Roll a history check.
Also, are they huge?
They are very large.
We got a bag of holding, right?
Yes.
Just start
9.
shoving them in.
9?
Yeah.
You don't know.
I feel like we should grab a handful because maybe Anthony would.
I
So
agree.
sticky.
Yeah, but she's gonna grab them.
Yeah, I got him.
So you find some of the... Well, roll a perception check to see if you can find the quality of feathers you can find.
14.
14. You're able to find 2 very nice rock feathers.
Let's go with those two.
There's...
I mean, she knows what a good feather looks like.
she does.
Yeah, these are good.
Like, these are pristine. There are several others that are kind of broken, or the feathering is messed up, and it's more of the down as opposed to the feathers. But you get 2 good ones with the 14. In the midst of the evaluation, you find quite plainly a very large egg.
Ooh, who's hungry? Omelets all around.
I don't know. I've been having. We've been scrambling her eggs every other day. So
Hugo actually walks up to the egg and just kind of puts his hands on it.
hey,
Yep.
be careful.
And I want to make sure there's nothing moving inside of it yet.
Okay? You hear, as you put your ear up, roll a perception check.
19.
19.
Yeah.
You hear a weak thump, 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 thump.
I hear a heartbeat.
Oh, we shouldn't be here long enough.
I think we should probably make this quick because
Yeah.
even though this is, how big's this egg? I mean,
It
The size of
is,
me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
about the size of, you say, about
Yeah.
5 feet.
That's a big baby.
that's a big baby. I don't want to actually have to see when it comes out. It might be hungry.
Right.
So Hugo just starts investigating everything around him.
Okay, roll a it's
Perception?
perception because you're
was
trying to
gonna kill
find
it.
what might be
Crit.
it.
31.
I thought he was going.
31.
What a time for that roll, baby.
Silvery barbs.
What? What's silvery barbs?
Oh, something that got brought into TCA and now is alive and well in LDR. It just hasn't happened yet.
No, it's basically just makes you reroll. But no, okay.
If you want to feel really bad, you could have pulled a disadvantage on him. You had 54.
Yeah,
It's all right. I just rolled a 19 on the second one, so that would still be a 30.
It was too late anyways.
wow.
Excellent.
Okay, 31 total. What'd the rest of you roll?
Oh, we're all rolling.
Oh, we're all rolling?
Yeah. What are you looking for specifically?
I would be looking for coin, shiny coin, or weapons,
Okay.
or armor, I guess. You know.
As Cacophony is evaluating the feathers, and after you listen, kind of put yourself up to the edge of the egg and listen, as you're listening, the egg slightly shifts.
Ooh.
And your eye catches a glint. The egg itself is resting in kind of a little makeshift, almost like mound that has been built up around it to try to keep it still. And it's a lot of shaped earthen clays, muds, ash, kind of from the surrounding wastes, right? But as it shifts, you see that a large portion of it is just all manner of gold, platinum, silver, and copper.
I think the rogue in you came out a little bit.
Yeah, maybe a
versus
little
the
bit.
Wizard.
Maybe a
Yeah.
little bit.
And
I'm also
so-
broke. I have no money.
Oh no,
And
we
so-
just got a ridiculous amount of money.
If Steve was here, he'd say, no, I got a ridiculous amount of money.
That's true.
Yeah.
You did not actually ask him to split it, so
Oh, we didn't?
When were we
No.
going to do that?
I'm just saying you didn't.
That's true.
We'll get there.
I'll do that as my first action in combat.
If you want, Anthony can. Well, I'll let him
second.
roleplay that. I don't want
Yeah.
to do that. So there is lots of precious coin underneath the egg.
Get it?
All right. How about what a sleight of hand to see how we can move this egg and grab as much as we
This is gonna
can?
have to be like, yes, and you could destabilize the egg depending on how much of this you're trying to
Okay,
take.
that's fine. So we're going to continue to look.
Yep.
That's the last thing I'm going to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've identified.
Identify. Hey guys, a lot of money here. Don't touch. We're going to take it right before we leave.
All right.
Good idea.
Molly, Ray, what did you roll?
17.
And what were you looking for?
If he's looking for armor, I'll look for magical weapons that may accessorize me
Ah.
nicely, like more tiaras or hair
Tiaras.
pieces, or I don't know.
You have a
As
toupee
you
of fire.
are
A
digging-
toupee of fire? Yes!
as you are digging through
Magical thingies.
the nest, it's a lot of it is broken carts. It seems to be the most prevalent wood around here, but there are some whole trees which have been uprooted.
Ooh, good
and-
trees?
Hmm?
Good quality trees?
I mean, at this point, they're just
Oh, okay.
the wood. There's not like there's they're very dry given the lack of humidity and the fire. You also note that this nest is kind of built into an outcropping. The stone kind of goes up over it to provide almost a natural covering from what you imagine would be a magma storm or something like that. That could potentially blow
Smart
through
bird.
here.
Yeah.
You do find a small... You don't find a specific item. You do find a small chest, which it catches your eye because of the gleaming brass inlay to it.
Mm.
Is it locked?
It is locked.
Can I smash the lock open?
It's not an actual lock, it's a locking mechanism.
Throw it in the bag. We'll figure it out later.
How big can it be fit in the bag?
It's about 2 feet wide,
Oh, yeah.
about 6 feet in depth, and about
Oh, wow.
It's a big trunk.
6 feet.
6 inches in
I was gonna
depth
say, holy cow.
Yeah, I'll throw it in
and
the...
6 inches in width.
So it'd fit
Okay.
in our bag?
Yeah.
Yep, it would
Yeah,
fit in.
I'll
Like the
throw
size
it.
of a
You
laptop.
throw it
kind
in
of
the bag.
turn it sideways and
Yep.
throw it in. There are old rusted bits of armor and arms and legs, femurs and such, wearing them. The bones are just that, bones. There's no flesh. There are the dead remains of adventurers or guards or whatever they may have been about. And so you do find other weapons. You are not
Oh, just magical.
you are not skilled enough to discern if they have magical properties or not.
Okay.
And with a 17, nothing jumps out at you as like, ooh, that's a pretty sword.
No pretty hair pieces lying or like little clips lying around.
Not that you see
Okay,
with
sounds
that
good.
17. Cacophony, what did you roll?
I also rolled a 17.
And what were you looking for?
I'm looking for.
Everything useless.
I was gonna say items that may be more like artifacts or pieces
Unique-
of history,
unique
or
things.
some things that are very unique that might be of value more so than just money.
Okay, as you walk around, you're kind of looking at each of the remains of these carts. One cart does have a very fancy crest on it. And it's made of gold.
The crest is?
The crest is inlaid into the remains of this, what would have been the paint of it has kind of come off at this point, but it's a very oak-like, strong, sturdy, firm oak-like wood, and it has this crest within it. And the crest itself, let's see if I can find it. It's no, not in that one. Sorry, I didn't write this down. I'm
Well, I'm gonna pick up
keep going. Yep.
just any sword or dagger and try to pry it off of the...
Okay, go ahead and roll.
the
Are you
cart.
trying to do so delicately or just brute forcing it?
Probably more brute force, knowing that we're trying to be quick here. We don't have a whole lot of time.
Okay. As you approach, the crest itself looks almost shield-like. A bit of a almost V-shaped shield outline. It's an outline, or no, it's gold. This is solid gold. And raised on the front of the shield, there is what looks to be a heart that is flaming. It is a fire.
We know that crest, don't we?
Nothing's hitting my memory.
Sounds really familiar, though.
This, you guys would all see this as she's looking at it. Hugo and Hashin, you can each roll a history check on this.
18. Well, actually, wait, no, I lied. I'm more than a plus. Yeah, I'm a plus 12. So that's a 25.
15.
It does look very familiar to you, Hashim, and you know this is one of the houses within
Okay.
the City of Brass. You know this is the Emberheart house.
Oh,
Was that Helgi's?
The
it was
Ember
the
Heart.
original Vex.
Yeah, Vex's.
That's the Ember Heart.
Oh yeah, that's yes.
That's intriguing.
As
What's
you,
inside the cart?
it's broke. The back of the cart is like not even there. Roll a strength, athletics check as you try to
Come on,
pry this out.
Cacophone. If
8.
8. It's not coming out.
Oh no.
It's
no.
firmly inlaid. Are you enlisting anyone's aid?
wait, how
It will
big is the
take.
door?
It'll take more time.
How big is the door? Just take the door off the hinges.
It's on the front of the cart, like
Oh.
in the body of it, in the chassis, so to speak.
Ray, can you help her?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks. Can you help me get this off? It's just a little stuck.
Okay.
$17.
You pry it about a third of the way out, and you're able to get a grip on it. It is firmly, I mean, the craftsmanship of this is high. It is not meant to be easily,
It's a little sad breaking such nice. It was so nicely made.
and so you're working at it. Each of you, what would you roll, Hashim,
For investigation?
for perception?
Oh. I rolled investigation. Can use my last advantage.
Okay.
28.
Okay. What were you looking for?
I was gonna look for like tomes, books, scrolls, anything like that.
Okay.
I didn't think those were shiny
Smart.
enough.
You.
Well, I was gonna look for weapons, and other people did.
You
so.
head over to the place where you see the most kind of down, the soft under feathers of this rock, as opposed to the longer, more elegant feathers that would be on its wings and back, kind of particularly useful in flight. And you find a very compact part of the nest, which you get the sense is where the rock kind of beds down and sleeps. And as you are looking through and observing, you find something colorful that catches your eye, like a robe or something. You go over and begin pulling at it, and it's stuck into the nest in the midst of all of these down feathers, and you begin pulling at it and pulling at it. I need you to roll either strength if you're trying to just pull it up without regard to its
integrity,
or if you're trying to do so,
charisma.
it would be a sleight of hand as you try to dexterously remove it.
So sleight of hand or athletics? Is that?
Athletics, yeah.
Believe it or not, my athletics is better.
Okay.
It's weird. If I roll well in both, do I think I'm going to rip it out with athletics?
You don't know. It's a cloth article of clothing. It's certainly terrible.
It is. Just trying to judge how you would deem what you would deem success. All right, I'll sleight of hand it then.
Sleight of hand. All right.
12.
Try pulling it out, and it's wedged in very well. You're not able to really get it out. However, you are able to maneuver it enough that one of the pockets seems to emerge just underneath, and you kind of put your hand in and you pull out a small tube, which looks to you like a spell scroll tube or something of that nature.
Ooh.
Yeah, this is cool. Kokovny. Oh wait, you're prying. I'll hold this.
Okay.
And then you can have it.
Right? are you going to continue your search?
How much time has passed?
About 20 minutes.
Ooh.
Oh, we should probably go then.
I think you guys give one good last pull on the Ember Heart thing,
I think all the...
and me and you figure out how are we gonna grab this and go.
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity, I'd like to peer over the edge of this nest.
Mm-hmm.
Is this like a cliff?
Yes.
Like pretty
Pride
much
Rock.
straight down? Like I climb down, or is like it just straight down to the ground?
I mean, it does protrude out, so it's not like 500 feet straight down.
How far down until I hit something?
Roll a survival check.
It's a good
Try
three.
to try to guesstimate.
16 plus something. Hold on, what's survival? 3. So 19.
You think you're from a sheer drop, you're probably about 400 feet?
Okay, good enough. That's all I need to know. All right, I'm good.
So you're gonna dimension door to yourself.
No, I'll just swan dive off the end if I have to.
Featherfall.
I was thinking that we had that.
All right.
We can all just, jump off
Yeah.
together. Dive over.
Yeah, but we definitely don't want to be doing that when the things come in. Hey, while you're over there looking over the edge, you see anything
Yeah.
flying towards us?
Well, I have a 21 passive perception. Would I have picked up anything?
I mean, you see lots of broken objects about. Your attention is focused on the nest right now.
All right.
What'd you roll?
Well, if you, I was funny. I rolled a 19, so that'd be a 30
For your perception.
for my perception.
You look out, and you look specifically in the direction of where you saw the rock fly, and you think you see something appearing and approaching in the distance.
All right, guys. Y'all, we need to move quickly. So Hugo literally just pushes the egg, and just starts grabbing all the coins as fast as he can.
Okay, roll a D100 for me.
Ooh,
I'm gonna catch the egg.
Are you?
I'm gonna try to gently.
Well, then before you tell me what you rolled, please roll a athletics check to see if you're able to first catch it and not be bowled over by it. As it leaves its nice little nestle and its momentum begins carrying it,
It's a good roll. 25.
you are able to catch it. Now I need you to roll what's your dexterity? Is it +5?
Yeah.
Just add +5 to your d20 to see if you're able to kind of finesse it to a rest.
14.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's not cracked through,
Hurry.
but there does
This is
seem
either
to
really
be
bad or really good.
a blemish to the egg.
Does anyone have mending?
Celine
Celine does.
does.
All right.
What's the
Celine!
range of it?
Celine's not up here.
She's not up there.
I know, but we could yell it out.
That would work. Not to mention the fact that the egg's out of its spot, but
I'm
All
okay
right.
with that.
you
want
have
it to
the
die.
ability to try to gather up the coin.
Okay.
How are you doing so? Because this matters. The method and means by which you seek to acquire will determine how fast you can go and how much you can get.
So what I would do is take my backpack off, put it on the ground, open it up, and just start swooping in. Big
Okay.
arm sweeps.
It is mixed in with dirt and things like that.
That's fine. I'm
But-
going for a volume here.
Okay.
Not quality. We're going for volume.
So you just go to fill up your backpack.
Fill up the backpack.
All right. So go ahead and roll a athletics check to see how quickly and
Do I have any
effectively-
advantages? Did we get any?
Yeah, you have
got
one.
That
Yep.
you're able
Right.
to scoop up all
I'm
of
going
the rock.
to use that right now.
Oh, I guess
Moot point.
does
What-
not have mending. Slim
What's
does
on
not
the
have mending.
spell scroll? Mending?
It's a mending cantrip.
21 for athletics.
21. Okay, that's pretty good. You
With prestidigitation.
you fill up your bag as you go. It takes about 2 minutes,
It's a very heavy bag.
and it is very heavy. You look up and you see the
a bird
rock
coming?
is approaching. even more quickly. I need you to roll athletics again to see if you can get that crest.
Ooh,
I'll let you do it.
you were helping, right?
18 plus 13.
18.
18? The two of you, while Hugo is scooping madly into his backpack and Hasheen is kind of trying to hold on to this egg and not let it crack any further, you are able to as the crest comes off with kind of a gleaming ring, and you can add the Emberheart wagon crest to your inventory. This is large. It's about 2.5 feet in height and about 1.5 feet in width, and it's heavy. It's got heft to it, as this gold is it's probably solid gold. This thing's probably worth a lot of money.
Hasheen, let's get out of here!
Yeah.
Yip!
Okay.
So you begin
So
your
we're
descent.
gonna go, if we're up on a rock, if she's approaching from the south, we'll go off the north end.
Can we just jump and hit yip before we hit the ground?
That's what I was planning on doing with Featherfall.
I mean, there's no... I guess we could.
I mean,
I could
there
fly
is a
as-
point.
Although
faster?
Dimension Door is
Yeah.
instantaneous, right?
It is.
Yeah.
It
That's
is,
even
yeah. So I'm
we
just
can
gonna.
do-
I'm just saying.
We could jump
yeah.
it.
Telephony
Teleport.
casts Dimension Door and steps through with...
As soon, right
Hugo?
before she does that, they've left, I assume, right? You guys have left?
They've kind of run
Good to
off
go?
the
You
edge
run
of the
off the
jump.
end?
I was gonna prestidigitate
sorry.
a smudge over the crack.
Well,
Okay.
I would say I'm going
I
to
was
sit
thinking
there
that too, just
and
to hide it for a little bit.
prestidigitate as much as I can, as fast as I can, to remove our smell.
Oh.
Okay.
How long are you doing that?
Well, how big is this nest?
It's
Yeah, it's a 1 foot cube, isn't it?
it's
Yeah.
very, very large. I mean, the bird itself has a 100-foot wingspan, so it's
So I can have 3 of these going simultaneously, right?
it's about
I'll let you stay to do that.
it's at least 100 feet by 100 feet.
I can cast Gust and just have like.
I could clean it
Wind.
with water.
Well, then you know what I'll do? I will cast... Actually, I don't know. Can I do that?
Fireball. Fireball
I was
covers
just
a
gonna say.
multitude of sins.
I'm seriously thinking about it. Done. Are you kidding? I don't want this thing tracking our scent and killing us all.
Okay.
Counterpoint!
I have a request. Don't focus it on the egg.
You're
Can we feather fall the egg to the
How
ground?
about I just create water? I'll wash our scent off. Don't burn the thing down.
I'm gonna let the dice decide.
All right. Fair.
It's crazy.
10 or lower, we're burning it. 10 or higher.
Oh my goodness.
Hold on. If you're gonna do that, roll it over here. Or
So-
you
Yeah.
want me to roll for you.
You roll it for me. Go ahead.
time
No,
out.
he always rolls terribly.
So time out. 9 or lower, you're burning it. 10 or higher, we're washing it away with water.
Sure.
Okay. The odds are in the washing.
That's a 10.
Water wall that.
Well, I don't have water well, but I'll create water and
Okay.
then wash it. With...
So you watch as a bead of fire begins to emerge on the end of Hugo's hand as he gets near the edge with his very full backpack. And as you rush to the edge, you see this and you're like, no! And you grab hold of the tier and you create water and you cast it out in as wide of a spread as you can. As the gleam of energy recedes into Hugo's hand, it's like, "Huh. Well, that's one way. And he kind of just jumps off, goes down. Cacophony's like, all right.
My
And
way just would have made an omelet for us.
she steps through her dimension door.
Yep.
You douse the nest in water.
And now we give it a natural reason for why it tipped over.
Yeah.
And
Spontaneous waterfall.
you
I
then
make it look like rain.
jump off with Hasheen in tow. You get to the base, landing meeting Cacophony there, who's with Celine and Anthony. And
Run!
a few moments later, the is heard once more as you kind of do what?
Is there
Should we hide?
is there along the base of this mountain? Are there any like craggly rocks and stuff that we can
there's-
hide
yeah,
into?
you
Yeah,
try
we'd like to hide for a little
Yeah,
bit.
I think we should
Yeah.
hide for a
Little
little
bit.
while.
Yep.
All right, roll your group stealth.
Crit. Nice.
Hugo just casts greater invisibility on himself.
Okay.
I have an idea.
So that gives you advantage on your stealth
So stealth, you
for
said?
1 minute.
So
Does anyone
Oh.
have pass without a trace?
no, how about the other one? Not
No.
greater. The other
Normal?
one. Normal.
All right.
That one's the outward
That's
long
less
one,
than an
right?
hour.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's the one I want.
All right. 12 for Hasheen.
Oh my gosh,
Let's
they both
see what
suck.
Celine gets. Celine gets a 14. Let's see what Anthony gets. That's a 13. I've got 3 fails so far.
Crit fail.
Oh.
Yoush.
Sorry.
What'd you roll,
She
Cacophony?
crit,
I crit.
crit success.
So 25.
Okay.
Oh.
We still failed.
What'd you roll?
A 15.
15. That's not good enough, guys.
3 and 3?
15 is a fail.
Wow.
Oh, really?
As you hear the and then
But does it see us?
How many people? All right, can I make a perception check?
yes, as you are all intently watching
Minor
the
illusion, something really
the nest.
shiny far away.
That's a 17 on the die, so perception.
30
That's
feet on
stupid.
that.
28. I want to see how many people do I think are not hidden.
you don't think
I have command.
you
I
think
see what you're
you
gonna
think Cacophony is really hidden.
Okay.
Like she found a good spot. She's underneath cover. She's totally covered. Ray, like
Oh,
just
Celine wants to cast greater invisibility on Ray and Celine. And twin it.
okay. Greater invisibility will last a minute. She
Last
can
a
do
minute.
that.
Yeah, just let her wait. Just let her wait here a second. I got it.
Okay.
She might need that spell slot depending how this goes.
Okay.
Ray is like just sprawled out on the ground.
If I can't see it, it can't see me.
And her head's like in the sand.
So that's Ray is one.
That's
right?
Ray. She's out in the open.
Anyone else seem like they're out in the open?
Anthony and Hasheen are behind rocks, but they seem to have forgotten that this thing is looking out at from above.
I was going to cast darkness.
And
So there's just a big giant darkness ring
Yes.
playing
and
around.
you,
maybe we won't
you
be in
and
it then.
Celine, you're kind of nestled in crevices, but again, you very quickly realize that from the angle looking downward towards you, which you look up and you see the creature staring down
All right.
at
so
the rocks below.
Hugo will cast another spell. At 4th level, he will cast invisibility on himself, Hasheen, Ray, and whoever the other one was you said that was out.
Anthony.
Anthony.
All right, I will allow each of you to roll one more stealth check.
Alrighty.
Stealth?
Those who he cast it on
Yeah.
only. Anthony rolls an 18. That's a success.
Woo! 26.
Hasheen
Nice.
rolls a 26. That's a success.
25.
All right, Ray rolls a 25. That's a success as the rock leaps down and swoops in your direction. And
Was Celine invisible?
she was not.
Can she cast it on herself? To
She
give
can,
herself? Because she failed as well with a 14.
you want her to cast greater invisibility?
Does she just have normal invisibility?
She does not.
Darn it.
3rd level. I don't see greater invisibility. Oh, I'm looking at Anthony's sheet.
Well,
What's on the spell scroll?
You don't know.
I open it up.
I don't see greater invisibility on your list. Oh, there it is. Found it. Cast, 4th level. She is invisible, and who'd she want to twin it on?
Well, it doesn't matter at this point. Everyone else is hidden.
Well, she said she wanted to twin it.
Well, that was before.
That was before.
Okay.
So she's not.
I won't waste her resources. Anyway, the rock
Ooh, on the rock.
swoops down and seems to pull its wings and then beat wildly around the pathway. Doesn't seem to know where you are, but it is seeking to rouse you. I need everyone to roll an athletics check to maintain their position and not be bludgeoned about by the strength of the wind that is being...
16.
Well, that's not bad. 18.
18, that succeeds. 16,
Yeah.
that succeeds.
Another crit.
Wow, nice.
Talk about a good time.
Cacophony
I know.
crits.
24.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. Celine. There's a 5.
She's an advantage.
Does she?
Yeah. She
Yeah,
bought one for everyone but
in the
you.
table but you.
At the table.
Yeah.
That's those sitting here,
It was,
It was
1,000.
1,000.
which is 4.
Right, there was 4.
Oh.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
1,500.
none for
Yeah.
her.
Right.
Good
Give it
try.
anyway.
Good try, though. Good try.
Yeah.
So Celine rolls a 5. Anthony rolls a 10. That's 2 fails.
With a
They,
bunch of successes.
Yeah.
you all are able to anchor yourselves in the stone. Celine, however, while invisible, gets knocked about. Anthony, who is also invisible, gets knocked about. They do not become visible, but they do take 30 points of bludgeoning damage each,
Wow.
as their bodies are thrown like rag dolls through the air, smashing off of the stone, Celine's armor in particular clanging loudly. But the rock can't see. It flies a little further and continues to beat its wings. It is not in the vicinity near you and does not catch you. I need everyone to roll another stealth check.
Do we still get advantage because we're still invisible?
Yes. Anyone who's invisible still has advantage, which is, well,
Everyone.
no, Celine's wears off. It's no,
Only a
I'll give
minute.
it another one. I'll give it another one
Okay.
with greater.
20.
So stealth for Celine. That's a 14. That's a fail.
So 14 for me too.
14 is a fail. That's 2 fails.
20.
20 is a success. 2 and 1.
I had another crit, and I promise you I'm like juggling it around beforehand.
Anthony crits as well.
Okay.
And a 21 for me.
All right.
So that's, as a group, that is a success.
You
Achoo!
pulled out some killers here.
That was
I'm, like,
3 crits in a row. That's
Really
crazy.
hidden. I'm like underneath rocks. I don't even feel the wind. I just kind of
Celine is
camped out.
battered about, and her bearings are just, her inner ears is just going crazy as she kind of, you don't see her because she's invisible, but she's stumbling about, not even really getting under cover. The invisibility prevents her from being seen, but she is continuing to just bang into the stones before she just kind of like sits against the stone, trying to just be still and quiet. Anthony also bumbles around in the rocks that were all rustled up as he kind of trips in them. The rest of you stay hunkered down in your spots. The rock continues beating its wings and continues. A minute goes by and Celine's spell wears off. The rock is not immediately in the vicinity, but is circling.
How close is it?
Are you trying to get a look at it?
I'm invisible.
For an hour.
Yep.
It has gone up into the air and is now kind of circling about.
Can we whisper?
Sure.
Hugo. I'm gonna stage whisper.
Yeah.
Hugo.
Yeah.
If it gets within 60 feet, should I cast darkness on its face? You think it can see through magical darkness? What do you know of rocks with your 22?
27 for history. Have I ever heard of them having dark vision?
I mean, you know that rocks are...
I get that they're predators, so they probably have very good eyesight.
They're apex predators that aren't necessarily magical, though they are able to cast certain types of magic.
Ooh,
That's
So
interesting.
interesting.
For a non-intelligent creature?
it is technically magic, but they have inherent, basically wind type
Like
of spell
wind gust
casting.
and
Yeah.
whirlwind and...
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I don't think he'll be able to, so that might be a good idea.
Do
Now,
you think we should leave in darkness? Sneak our way out of here once it gets dark?
It will last for about 10 minutes if I cast it on its face.
And
if
then
it can't
so,
see, we might be able to make a break for it and find a better location to hide.
and then we just start running.
Yeah. I'm just saying. We got an hour.
Celine, can you run?
I think so. I'm just noisy.
That is a problem.
It's been about a half an hour at this point.
Is it still circling?
Still circling.
Okay.
It's about 45 minutes.
Okay. So
It
if I do it now,
is tightening its circle.
if I do it now, we have 15 minutes on invisibility. We stealth away. We have mechanically advantage on running away for the last 15 minutes. We get 15 minutes further. Then we start running.
I say so. Let's do it.
So what are you trying to do?
Does it? If it ever gets within 60 feet
It's
of me,
flying hundreds of feet above you.
okay.
Yep.
So if it ever gets within 60 feet of me,
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to cast darkness on
Well,
its face.
if it's hundreds of feet above you, we need to start moving.
We're gonna
before
have
we
to
become
stealth now, but
now.
that's my intention because now we're going to be visible within 15.
Okay, so you're essentially
I'm
holding
holding
darkness
Yeah.
to cast.
Yeah.
Okay. 15 more minutes goes by. The invisibility wears off.
Well, we said we were
No,
stealthing.
I would say
In the last
at
15
minutes
minutes.
we would have been
Okay.
Stealth
stealthing.
moving.
Yeah,
Please,
so immediately
everyone,
after this
everyone can
conversation.
roll. Celine is no longer advantaged, but the rest of you can roll with advantage for your invisibility spell.
26.
19.
19 and 26.
16.
I hope that passes.
16.
I know.
Did you roll another crit?
Rolled a
No.
3 and a 9.
I rolled the 15, but I wasn't invisible. I was just well hidden.
Anthony Silvery
Stealth.
Barbs himself.
Yeah, so
20.
an unnatural 20.
Because he would.
What?
He rolls a 14. Still fails. You rolled a 14?
16.
Oh, that's a success.
Unnatural
Cacophony?
20.
Unnatural 20.
That's a
Yeah.
success.
26.
Oh,
Success.
Celine has that thingy where she could re-roll dice if she doesn't like the...
No, that I think Darlin has that.
That is a
No, that's her.
5 for
the
Celine.
sorcery point.
Celine continues to trudge along, and it's not necessarily that she's banging into things, it's just that her armor is loudly echoing through the rocky pathway and this kind of natural amphitheater-like formation in the stone. However, the rest of you are able to kind of corral her and assist her along, and you make your way beyond your view, at least, of the nest. The rock is in an opposite direction, but you continue. Because of the time that you took here and the slow speed at which
You
you're
lost
trying
a
to
day.
stealthily going, you didn't lose a day, but you didn't really gain a day.
Okay.
So it's net neutral on the day. Although you did find.
Hey, we got some stuff.
You did find some
That
stuff.
feels like a win. And we didn't die.
So
That's true.
Good.
as you take out the spell scroll, you find a spell
would have been really helpful 10 minutes ago.
Spell of speak with animal.
Yeah.
Of Convince Rock.
Oh man, always open your presents first.
Yeah,
Get there.
of befriend rock.
Yeah.
Rock, let's see. These should be spells. Can this be a spell scroll?
If you get magical paper, can you copy this spell scroll down?
I have paper.
So you,
and
Yeah.
so
ink.
you could.
Well, it depends on the
who
level,
could
because I only
cast
have so
this?
much ink left currently.
I
I
don't
don't
know
think
how
any
that
of you
works.
can cast this.
Well, we can as a spell scroll, right?
Technically, it's
That's
supposed,
right.
It's supposed
You
to
need
be
to
on your
have-
spell list.
yeah.
This is a druid spell.
Oh.
It was Tree Stride, which is pretty cool.
Ooh.
All right. I am
There
going
are no
to
trees.
go
Yeah.
here. That's a good one.
Can we cast it?
I'm going to make sure. It is on the wizard spell list. It is a scroll of planar binding.
No! Whoa! Whoa!
Well,
Now, you do need a jewel worth at least 1,000 gold to cast it, which the spell consumes.
How about multiple jewels?
Yeah, like
With this
3
spell, you
jewels.
attempt to bind a celestial, an elemental, a fae,
This is huge.
or a fiend to your service.
Holy sh! Whoa!
At the completion of the casting, which takes an hour, which means you need to have this thing captured, it must make a charisma saving throw. If it fails, it is bound to serve you for the duration, which is 24 hours. 24-hour duration. So you have a scroll of planar binding.
I don't know if I'll ever use it, but it seems cool.
Oh, we'll find something to capture.
If you write it in your spell book, you could potentially use it multiple times.
What level spell is that?
Fifth.
Fifth. I need more ink. But
You do need more ink.
I need more ink.
You need to roll for me a D100. I'm sorry.
You had me roll one before and we never used it.
Yeah.
I'll roll it again.
You want to use it? Oh, so
Well, I don't know if I want to use it or not. Because it was a 97.
I like it. Use
I
it.
don't know if that's really good or really bad.
Well, it wasn't good for
I know.
Marishka.
That's what I'm saying.
Scroll of planar binding.
We're going to roll again.
Okay.
Hey, you need to look at this then, man.
84.
84.
That's like as bad.
I know.
Or good.
Or bad or good. Who knows?
Got 84% of it.
You find 8,400
Platinums?
copper.
Oh, it's 84 gold. Isn't it?
I'm working my way up.
Oh,
Okay, hold on. Wait, that's a lot. I gotta.
84 gold.
That's 84 gold.
Yeah, can I just put it in as gold? Because I
can.
don't want to carry around 8,400
84
copper.
gold. Please roll another D100.
Oh.
This is now how many
So we want to roll high.
silver you're getting.
Use your 97.
60, right?
Six-
Yeah, 60.
Right?
Zero is zero, right?
6,000 silver.
That is
6,000?
6,000.
That's 600 gold.
600 gold.
Why do I know this?
How much gold?
Why do I know fake
conversion.
currency
Of course.
conversion rates?
27.
27. You
Darn.
find 2,700 gold.
That's 2,700 gold. Ooh, how many platinums?
Do I
And
get to roll again?
go ahead and roll a d20.
D20. I knew
like
you weren't
it.
going to let me go the other way. 14.
14. 1,400 platinum.
Yo!
wow.
That's 1,400 gold.
No, 1,400
Oh.
platinum
Is
is
14,000.
14,000 gold.
How did he
He
fit
said 1,400. I'm taking it.
I know what he said.
Yeah. So,
14,000.
Now I
so
need-
now I now have 17,722
I now need
gold.
you to roll a disadvantaged
It's actually leprechaun gold. It disappears after 24
Constitution
hours.
check.
All right, you need to spread that
Disadvantage
around.
Constitution.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Do I know that I'm rolling this? I'm just
Dude, this thing's heavy as shit.
Thank goodness for that. It's going to be a 20.
20. Okay.
Thank goodness for the +9.
I know you have crazy
Hey,
on that.
spread that around so it's not so heavy.
Throw it to Anthony first.
We were all up there helping. What is this nonsense?
So you have lots of wealth.
Lots of wealth. Whew.
That's
First time
what
in the
you
game,
rolled
I
a
think,
31.
ever.
So you saw it all, and then you rolled a 19, I believe, on your athletics to get
Yeah.
it.
I think we got 3,600 gold from the pouch before. So I think collectively we have something like 21,000 gold.
We actually have money to spend in the game? What?
That's a first.
So we steal it all?
Morthos would be so proud of me
We
right
should
now.
go back to the dragons and get the rest of those
21,000
items.
gold? That's like, there's a lot you could do with that.
What's the total?
17,722 is what I have
There you go.
Yeah, we didn't have to sell
17,700
in
his
22.
soul.
plus 3 gold. Yeah, so
All right.
21,300.
You do not gain a day, but you gain some wealth. You also have a
Buys me a day.
solid gold ember heart.
Oh yeah, what do we
Mhm.
think that's rough value?
Well, you don't know the value to the ember heart house,
Right.
but if you were to melt it down and turn it into
Gold
pieces
bars?
of gold or gold bars, it's probably several thousand.
Really?
Hmm.
Awesome.
Look at us guys. Huh?
Are we
Well,
still
we're counting
walking or are
them.
we kind of making camp for the night?
You walk until
Okay.
you make
Okay.
camp.
We got
I can't.
Free
You
from
guys
the
want
rock.
to open up the chest?
Oh yeah.
yeah.
I'll say Hugo walks around and gives everyone 2,000 gold. 2,000 gold.
Thanks.
And he gives Hashin 3,000 gold.
And it's my boy. Ugo, he's so hot right now.
That was for your
Is
assistance.
that for Anthony and Celine as well?
Yes, that's for everyone.
All right.
3,000. I can't even fathom putting that number in there.
I am not going to add it into their spell sheets. They can do that themselves. So, how much does that leave in your coffers?
In mine?
Yeah.
6,000.
6,000.
8,
All right, very good.
11. Yeah.
You said
Right.
2,000, right?
2,000.
Wow.
Cacophony.
Woo.
What do you have?
2,300.
Oh, because all your gold was left with the other party.
Yep.
All right.
We're gonna open up that
Chest.
chest
You're opening the chest.
at our camp.
Okay. It is locked. Who is seeking to unlock it?
I would assume you.
Yeah.
The rogue.
You know, I feel like we could maybe help each other.
I,
Do you have a tail?
no tail, but I mean, if you'd like, I mean, do you have any skills with picking locks?
No, I have skills.
Well, then
My
why,
hands are
then
very
why don't you
dexterous.
maybe support me in my endeavor? Just make sure I
Like
don't make any
Ghost?
mistakes. You know.
I go up behind him and I hold his
Come
wrists.
on, Hugo. You got it.
All right. So you are right next to him as he seeks to open it.
27.
27. There is a
You know, maybe we should have
as it
looked at it
unlocks.
first.
It opens and slides, and then
Why would someone be carrying that? I love it.
Yeah, whatever.
It's a nuke.
it is a nuke. I need each of you to roll dexterity saving throws, as well as the rest of you. You're all within the range of this
24.
delayed fireball.
23.
22.
Way to pick a chest.
What is it we're rolling?
Dex.
All right. Oh,
Oh my gosh.
another.
Well, is it a fireball? I guess it's like a fireball. Like, I can't dispel that, right?
No,
counterspell
there's
it?
no like
Yeah.
Crit it again.
casting per se.
I did.
Is that your 5th crit of the night?
Yes.
That's
This is insane.
I know. So 22.
22. What was Anthony roll? Dex save. 18. He passes. And Celine,
Poor
dex
Celine.
save. 8. She fails.
She's the
Oh,
only one.
no.
She's minding her own business, gets smoked.
She also wasn't even up in the
I
nest,
know.
and she was the one that got beat around.
She took 30 damage, getting racked against
Yeah.
a
Another
mountain.
100 here.
Okay, this is 20d6.
20.
Delayed fireball. It's 89 damage. Celine
Is
is
down.
unconscious,
Oh no.
but not dead.
What?
Not dead, but unconscious.
How does that work? Oh,
Anthony
yeah, sorry.
is unconscious.
Yikes.
All right, I go up to both and cure wounds. Can't believe I took that spell.
You go up and you cast Cure Wounds on both of them.
I cure wounds.
The rest of you passed, correct?
Yeah.
So you each would have taken 45 points of damage.
Yeah.
Which doesn't put any of you down.
And I assume we're going to long rest.
Yes.
I was gonna say, just for the sake of it, because he would do it, he would cast Absorb Elements. Take half of that.
Half
Okay.
to half.
Half to half.
You have Absorb Elements, which that kind of... Don't
Oh,
you
yeah,
hold-
I also get to hold some of it.
Yeah,
I mean,
but it's only for a certain amount of time.
So what's in
Yeah.
the box after that?
After the fireball goes off, there is ash
Damn.
that is left before you with some brassy bits that were the hinges of the chest. It looks like there was lots of paper in here.
Oh, bummer.
You don't know what it said. Missives or scrolls or maps or something.
Man.
It was clearly
Bummer.
something that people did not want
We should
to
have checked it before we opened it.
fall into the wrong hands. There is also a small dagger, which was not, blown up, because it was very intricately carved.
So we come back to it.
Yep.
Before we touch that dagger, maybe we inspect it. Maybe it's like cursed or something. By the way, you're missing your eyebrows.
yeah.
I was not expecting that.
No, I don't think any of us were. Good thing you got those feathers, because you're missing some of your plume.
Oh, no.
I'll be honest, I was so just enamored with you helping me pick this lock that I
know.
just forgot.
You
to
know why we
check.
make a good team. Or maybe
I
a bad
mean-
team, actually. I don't know.
You know, if we opened this in the nest, we probably would have had a pretty big problem.
That's true.
Yeah.
Hey,
So
can someone identify?
I'm gonna cast Identify on it.
Okay.
Actually, I'll do it. Well, I don't care. I'll use the spell slot. and
Yeah,
just do
we're
it
gonna
instantly.
rest.
We're gonna rest.
Yep.
So,
Battle!
So
Yeah.
by the way, I cure my wounds by lightly slapping Anthony on the cheek,
you...
and I caress Habibi's cheek for cure wound.
Okay. As you cast Identify, and as you do, the magic kind of shimmers over the blade. It looks to be one entire kind of a blade carved from one single piece of something.
Ooh.
And it's strange because the blade itself is a almost polished bone
Ooh, sounds like a cacophony.
with a reddish hue to it and small little protrusions
Like
at
bone
the
spurs?
like bone spurs at the base that then transitions to what in the handles are kind of scales. And at the hilt looks to be a cataract eye.
Ooh, could be
I
cursed.
wonder if it's part of that creature that's you met in the water.
Or, do you remember the other thing that Morthos had?
Oh yeah, I don't even want to go there.
This is a basilisk dagger.
Okay, it's not.
Okay. Basilisk.
And this is
That's pretty cool.
what it looks like. I'll hand it to you in a moment. But basically, a dagger deals 2d4 damage. This one deals 2d4 plus an extra d4 of poison damage on every hit. So
And if you're poisoned, what does that do?
when you score a crit with this weapon against a large or smaller creature, the creature must succeed on a Constitution saving throw of 15, DC 15, or it is restrained
Whoa.
Ooh.
until the end of your next turn. It essentially is the basilisk's stun
Oh, that's
ability.
Yeah.
Because don't they turn people to stone?
Yes. Petrified.
That's awesome.
Petrification.
They did in Harry Potter.
Mhm.
Yep. So this is the
That's cool.
basilisk
That's fun.
Who wants that one?
dagger.
It was your chest.
I probably wouldn't use
She'll
it.
never use that.
Yeah.
It also, Cacophony, reminds you that well, I found that sword in the bone forge that we never looked at.
That's right.
She just pulls this massive sword out of the bag. Where'd you
It
get
for
that?
because you're a rogue subclass, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I would
I've never
say
used it.
Either you, or me.
Wizards
Really?
and sorcerers are proficient with daggers. Also gives you a sense of whose chest it might have been with the dagger.
Yeah.
Bet there was a lot of good spell scrolls in there.
Or information.
We should have checked it for traps. I'm such a fool.
Roll a history check.
Who?
Either Hugo or Hasheen.
Either?
Yeah, both if you can, but
30.
Yeah, okay, good. 3.
you didn't notice it. It didn't strike you at all. But as you were concentrating on the mechanism, as it popped open, when it popped open, it revealed a tiny little insignia of what looked to be a rabbit.
Oh.
Way. This is Greer's box.
Greer's box.
Cheese's box.
Cacophony pulls out a sword in its sheath. You haven't taken it out of the sheath yet.
Mm.
You take it out of the sheath for the first time, and it immediately begins crackling with electricity. And the dagger,
You can have it.
this is a
No, I was just like, but you never opened this before? Like, you might want me to, like, actually, like, put it back together and let's see what it is first before this thing blows up on us and we all get electrocuted or some crazy shit.
Yeah. Okay, that's
When you have a
probably good
mad
idea.
DM behind the desk, you know, you have to be prepared for all scenarios.
This is the katana that
After
I
we
found.
weren't.
yes. This is a long sword.
He will cast Identify on it as well.
Can you wield a long sword?
This is a
I think so. I don't know though.
this is known as Volt Edge.
Voltage.
It's a unique sword that has a slit down the center and is essentially two blades side by side with a opening down the center, but through the center of each of the
Tuning
blades is a coil.
Ooh.
And electricity crackles between both sides constantly. Kind of
That's cool.
Tesla style as it just kind of zaps back and forth. The hilt is rubberized
Yeah. Makes sense.
Vulcanized rubber.
Vulcanized rubber.
and has kind of a
insulation value.
sharp V point at the sides. Here is what
Ah.
That's cool.
I don't know if you can't really see the electrical in here, but it's there.
Kind of at the base. It
Yeah.
looks blue.
Yeah, it's really cool. This is a rare sword. So is that. That's also rare. When you hit with this magic sword, which is finesse, it is not a strength-based sword. It is
Ooh.
finesse. It deals an extra 1d6 lightning damage on top
Nice.
of the 1d8 normal damage.
Like Yanni's hammer.
Yep. That's
What?
got to go to...
Additionally, while
There you go.
holding this sword once per day, you can use an action to unleash essentially a minor lightning beam. As part of the action, you can take the attack and then cast the lightning beam.
What?
So
Like
you have,
Eldritch
That's
Knight?
cool.
you have the attack and then the lightning beam,
That's got to go to
That-
here.
which is it does 4d6 lightning in a 60-foot long line,
Better we give it to the coffee.
which is a DC 15
But
dex
that's
save
her, that's her
to
build.
to do.
She's a charisma build.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a dex build. Dex intelligence.
Does the dagger do anything with the sword?
Nope, they're two separate
Oh, okay.
items.
So who's getting the dagger?
I think you
Okay.
could.
I'll try, and then if I don't end up using it, I'll pass it.
You know,
Yep.
if you take the
That
poison
that
feet,
says DC 13 on it, but it's actually 15. Just FYI.
Okay.
That one does say DC 15.
if you take the poisoner feet, you know that poison part of it would be even more useful.
Okay,
Good
so having taken the rest, you move into the next day. Who are the three who took watch?
I'll watch at the third one again.
Hugo will take the first one
I'll go
Okay.
in the middle because I didn't watch last
while
time.
he also attunes to the sword.
Please, each of you, roll perception.
Perception 9 plus 11.
Just roll
so
another
20.
crit.
No, that was a 2.
20?
20.
Feel like you're being watched, but you don't see anything.
4.
It's a beautiful night.
Yeah, it is.
You wonder how does the Nightfall Concordance do it? It simulates stars and everything. It's really pretty.
24.
You search around, you find another pool.
Is it in another good vantage point
It
over
is.
us? I talk at it. What do you want?
No response.
Gotta stick your head in.
Oh,
I'm tempted.
How long do you observe it?
Huh? Does it look exactly like the same basin? Just on a different outcropping of rock.
Yep.
How long do I stay there?
Yeah.
Like 5 minutes.
Okay. It stays there the whole time. Nothing happens. You turn to leave. And you look back,
Yes.
and there is a in D&D, there's a thing called a water weird.
Mm.
If you've seen the movie Abyss,
I've not.
I think it's Abyss. It's an older one, but like where they have that base underwater, and like there's that water creature that I think is called Abyss. I can't.
League
Anywho.
of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
That one.
It's a League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Anyway, it's essentially a tendril or a tentacle of water that is just in the center, kind of
Looking at me.
looking at you.
What do you want? We'll meet again. Not sticking my head in this time.
You take a step down, look back again. It's gone. Wake up the next day. You continue on.
I show him the same thing. Water weird this time. Weird. It's weird. I'm gonna wake someone up next time this happens, okay? Probably you.
Okay.
Just letting you know.
You move through the rocky terrain. Perception checks.
Dirty 20.
13.
16.
14.
Hashin, there's something flying in the distance. You don't know if it's approaching you, but you notice it kind of flying out.
Towards us?
Keep your eye on it, not towards you, as you keep watching it as you're walking. And then you lose it, and then it comes back into view. The rock is still searching, though it doesn't seem to get near you at all.
Okay.
What did you roll, Hugo?
14.
14. Okay. As you go, keeping an eye out, you also see up in the rock formation a cave. And as this is several hours into the day, as you've continued southwest, you're still kind of going around the Golgamok mountain range, the heart of it at least. And you haven't yet kind of turned to make the southward bend towards Hecate's Fathom. But this is about the distance, or at least what
2 days.
the stela, the rock inscription said was 2 days. And there is rough-hewn steps in the mountain leading up to
Like
the
Petra?
cave. Yeah, kind of like Petra. Although it's not as grandiose. It's far more subdued. There is a cave there, but it's all very, other than the steps, all very natural
No
looking.
iconography, no nothing.
Nothing.
No pilgrimage people.
No.
Well, I think to your right, on our walking tour, that is the Temple of the Rock Maidens.
Yep, this indeed strikes you as being what has been described as the Temple of the Stone Maidens.
That's it. Stone Temple Maidens over there.
And as you look, there is a rumbling in the ground.
Does it feel like the rumbling from the dragon?
It does feel like that.
I feel like we're being told we need to climb the steps.
And you can decide how you're going to respond to that rumble next week.
Next week.
All right.
We're going to do our giveaway.
Heavy.
Thank you all for staying with us through this. I had a great time. We hope you did too. If you would like to have your chance to win a set of dice or a $5 gift card to DM's Guild, you can type into the chat right now, ! Sure, Rumble. Rumble works. ! Rumble. RUMBLE. ! Rumble. Let's get ready. ! Rumble for your chance to win a set of dice or a $5 gift card to DM's Guild. We so appreciate you guys. We hope that you join us next Tuesday night when we continue our story. Please stick around in the chat as we're going to receive all of the entrants, and then we will announce the winner. And until then, we hope to see you next week, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday night, when we will all continue to loot, die, and repeat. Have a great night, everyone. Cheers.